We were here a couple years ago at Winsport in the bubble 2021, but the last time there were fans in the building at a Scotties in Calgary was back in 1995. It was won by Manitoba and Connie Lalaberty. And also on that team at that time was Kathy Gauthier. As we welcome you inside Winsport, Brian Boudreau with you as well. It is great to be here. What I miss? Any storylines?
Oh my God, I'm just so glad you're here. I'm just overwhelmed by that.
I've never heard that before, but I will take it. It's going to be an exciting week of curling, our first weekend here. In the meantime, a lot of young guns to keep an eye on at this year's competition, including a young skip out of Saskatchewan, youngest ever at 22 years of age to come out of that province and skip a team. And Skylar Ackerman, what a start to the Scotties.
Well, she gave up 4 in her first game, came back and won. She gave up 4 in the first end against Caitlin Laws, but she will make this on her last shot. Caitlin not able to score, steals the win.
We're in Alberta. It feels like we're in Saskatchewan because of the crowd support that young lady and her team getting so far. Awesome crowds. It's great to have fans back in the building. 8-6 the final there. BC 12-4 over Newfoundland and Labrador. In the meantime, a few distractions, no problem. Carrie Anderson, 7-4 over Krista McCarville. That was a former final, by the way. A rematch of a few years back. And Sturmey, 8-3. Team Alberta off to a wonderful start on home ice as they are 2-0. As we check the standings, keep in mind, in each pool, the top 3 will qualify for the playoffs. There is no tiebreaker in the format. So that draw to the button, it could be one of those tiebreakers if it comes down to it. There's also the head-to-head portion, but critical to win each and every game. Let's begin with Rachel Homan, 3-time Scotties champ. She's made 6 finals, here for the 10th time. Hard to believe, Kathy, in that duration, has only missed the podium twice. And oh yeah, by the way, one of the hottest teams in the world right now.
They were the strongest team coming in. They have been almost unbeatable this year. The challenge yesterday is both Emma and Tracy at the 3rd position. We're in the 60s after 5. Rachel was at 93. She needs the middle of the lineup to be stronger.
It is a Battle of Ontario. I chatted with Danielle Inglis. I asked her, what does it mean to finally make the big show for the first time as a skip? And she said, everything. They practiced hard. They worked hard. Now they're here, so what do they have to do?
Well, she has to simplify. Yesterday, she left herself such difficult shots, tiny ports, corner freezes, and in the 5th end, facing 3, she had a hog line violation. That put the game away.
It is tradition. Sandra Schmerder Day, also today on TSN as we help babies in crisis across Canada. We lost her way too soon. The 3-time Scotties champ, 3-time world champ, Olympic gold medalist, but what a legacy she leaves behind. Sandra Schmerder Day on TSN.
Things are rolling really well for our team, and obviously staying confident is important throughout the season, and you gain that as you get a few more wins, but we know we have to keep pushing our game to be able to try and be in the final at the end of this week.
Been playing against Rachel since I was 13. Always had so much respect for their team and how they played the game, how hard they work to get to where they are. When you play Rachel, you have to be on your best game.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By Home Hardware. Here's how. By PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires. Growing together.
The first Sunday at the Scotties, the first day of 3 games today. And Kathy, what do you have your eye on out there this morning?
Well, there's a lot of really key matchups. Jennifer Jones taking on Bailey Scoffin. Bailey has not yet played. They've had the bye, so a big edge to Jennifer. Heather Smith, we saw yesterday, takes on Melissa Adams from New Brunswick. Carrie Galusha really pushed Rachel Homan yesterday. That's not surprising from the team from the north. They take on BC Grandy, who did win that game against Danielle yesterday. And then, of course, our feature game that we've already talked about.
It is amazing. Jennifer Jones, 6 Scotties titles, looking for number 7. It is time to meet the teams in our feature, brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. Team Ontario, the lead, Sarah Wilkes at 2nd, Emma Miskew, 3rd, Tracy Fleury, and the skip, 3-time Scotties champion, Rachel Homan. And Team Daniel Inglis, she is the leader, the skip at 3rd. It is Kira Brunton at 2nd, Calissa Daly, and throwing the lead stones, Cassandra DeGroot. Inglis and company here for the very first time as they won the provincial final out of Ontario. Rachel Homan's team has been red hot, one of the best teams in Canada and on the planet. They are the CTRS berth number 1 when it comes to qualifying. Canadian team ranking system, but indeed it was Team Daniel Inglis winning the draw to the button, so they have hammer to start things off. It is the Ontario lead, Sarah Wilkes.
And you saw those numbers. Neither team would be very happy with those numbers. You're really looking for very small numbers. That's the distance from the hole in the middle of the ice to where your stones wind up. There are 2 draws thrown by each team. And at the end of the week, they add them up. They throw out some of the bad ones, and you get to see where you're at. And just by comparison, both of those numbers were over 100. At the competitions throughout the year, the world teams do this so well, Brian. At the end of the round robin of 5 games, Hasselborg was 0.1.
Wow.
That meant they pinned it, they pinned it, they pinned it, they pinned it. And that's a deciding factor whether teams go on now at the Worlds, now here, and at the Olympics. That is a skill Canadian teams need to get better at.
No, it's like 2 feet more.
Well, Kathy, the whole reason for a lot of the rule tweaks is to get on the same page and get these athletes ready, correct? Like, for example, thinking time's the same, but now we just have the 1 timeout, even the playoff format, correct? And that's just to get you in sync to what to expect if you win this competition.
And it does sound harsh that you would not advance based on a draw to the button, but that's how Jennifer lost out at the Olympics. That is what happens when you move forward, so it has to happen here too.
Tracy, drop! For distance a bit. Right over, Trace. Easy, easy, easy. Keep going. Yep. Oh, I was just gonna go grab that. Yeah, like 13 and a half. Okay.
Nice weight by Sarah.
Good pair, Sarah.
There is so much excitement when you come to the Scotties for the first time, and Team Ontario certainly experiencing that, what goes with it, including the lead, Cassandra DeGroot. Kathy, what do you remember about your first?
I was really fortunate because my first was with players that had been before, and so they helped to settle me. I just remember all of the distractions, a crowded building, lots of cheering. It's just, you're so excited. It's your dream to get to a Scotties, and it's really, really difficult. And so for Danielle and her team that have been waiting so long, it can get a bit overwhelming. I think they went a little hard out of the gate and left themselves some tough shots. But I feel that that first game in the bank will really help Danielle and the team today.
I talked to her before the competition, Danielle, and I asked her about the respect that she has for Rachel. She, remember, was the alternate in the bubble in 2021 for Rachel when Rachel Homan lost that final in here to Carrie Anderson. Unfortunately, no fans allowed in the building. And she joked, she's like, I think I've beat her once. I mean, she says that she's played against this young woman right there in Emma Miskew and Rachel Homan since they were like, what, 12 years old? And she says, I think I got them like at an under 14 event in Ontario one time. But there is a lot of mutual respect from both, as Rachel Homan and company, obviously one of the favorites each and every time they come here.
Trying to get some granite moving. This is a difference. Yesterday, Danielle might have chased again and played the tap, but trying to open things up.
Whoa. Light. Whoa.
Calissa Daly competed in a couple of Canadian juniors, and now we're calling it the under 21s, Kathy.
We are. Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, 9-2. Yeah, good call on that.
There's also a
Well, for
hole
Rachel
ahead
Holman,
of
I'm
you.
looking for all
Look
four to
harder
be on the
whenever
same
you like.
page to start. We talked about a little bit of struggles early. Rachel was tough, but needs some help. And that Emma connection, not only in numbers, in her communication, and how she supports Rachel, we will see it.
Solid board. Solid board.
Solid board.
You heard Emma say, I can't hear you. Isn't that a blessing, Kathy? You think about driving here, at least my first time here in this building, it was the bubble. You could hear a pin drop.
Yes.
We could hear the washrooms flushing. That's probably too much information, but you could hear everything in this building back in 2021. And ask us, ask any player, ask the fans. It is just an awesome sight to be back in this building. Expecting wonderful crowds, by the way, all week long.
Well, for Danielle, we talked about the need to simplify, and she's tried to do that already in this end by running some stones up and down. And then, of course, the famous Beatles songs, you get by with a little bit of help from your friends, and that's exactly what she needs. The first three in front of her have to create a situation where her shots are easier.
Keys to the game brought to you by Sponge Towels, Paper Towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
Right to it. Okay.
Okay.
Just a little inside.
Okay.
Okay. So she think they were
What are your
first one
keys
to
to the
that
game off the
first
top
one.
of the broadcast for Danielle and her team, Kathy? Maybe simplify things a little bit, but sometimes the opposition doesn't play along.
Oh, that,
they got
there is no doubt
I
about
know,
that.
but then we could draw to it. I'll be back, T.
I like the
Otherwise, we leave
Do
it
it,
and
a
roll
little
off the top one.
here.
Sure.
Or like
Yeah.
top? Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
A little light's okay. for
Yeah.
the trays.
I don't mind that either. I don't want to leave them that hit and roll.
I like
yeah.
We like the tap. Because then it's like above T by a.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. This might be a little fresh in here.
Okay.
A lot of the strategy conversations you
guys.
will hear from the hack with Emma and Tracy. Emma, of course, a long-time third for Rachel Holman.
Weight's
Little
close.
light. I think.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. You got room. Five.
Hair's really done.
Whoa. 5, 6. Curl. Really got to curl.
Hard. I'm coming down.
Get off center. Hard. Get it cross
Down.
center. Cross center. Go. All you got. Go. Really good spot.
Little tap for Tracy Fleury, and right now it is Team Holman lying 4 without Hammer here in this first end, so the heat definitely on Danielle Inglis early.
You got it.
Nice shot.
A great shot by Tracy, put it in a wonderful position. And the problem for Danielle Inglis, beyond the fact that there are 4 Holman stones in the house, is the guard that she is having to flirt with is so long, no real run back opportunities. So for Kira, trying to get by it and make the double.
Hard. I got you after the guard. Whoa. Close. Perfect.
Gets them moving, gets 2 to go.
That's a good start.
Sorry. So wide then tight.
Yeah. Well,
Kira played really well in the Ontario final.
yeah.
I also wonder if it came off hard on.
Well, that's
And all these players, I mean, they grow up together. She was also well known to this team, a former alternate for Holman as well.
Little heavy. Curl.
Last year in Kamloops, her Scotties debut, but you know, for her and Danielle being there before, even as an alternate, and even what Danielle said, being an alternate for a team like Rachel Holman, like what you learn, what you pick up, and when you're in the bubble like that, I mean, other than playing and going back to your hotel room, like all you had time for was curling and talking curling and absorbing the game.
And you learn so much from experiences like that.
If it gets off the line.
Now, she made a double on her first, an opportunity for a double on her second, and would really flip the switch in terms of momentum.
Whoa.
Kira Brunson, third stones.
Pass.
The Ottawa native delivers here in the first.
Yep. Hard.
Right.
And then Danielle clipped it with her broom,
Yeah.
so
Hit your foot and the rock there. Probably, yeah, somewhere there. Yeah, no.
they'll just figure out where they both agree the rock might have ended up. Obviously great sportsmanship
Yes.
across the board when it comes to these events.
Don't want it to be too high. You don't want them to be able to hit that and be very
Well, just
big.
accidental contact, and that often happens with the follow-through. So watch as this rock comes in. Danielle's trying to make sure that she sweeps it and just happens to clunk it. So they agreed that the rock would have gone a little bit further, and Rachel could have left it where it was, but both teams agreed where it probably would have gone, and that's where it stands.
Worth noting too, Kathy, I mean, we'll point it out a few times because we don't know when our audience is watching or not, but usually there's the eye in the hog and the hog lines, and the light comes on, it's green if it's good, it goes red if you've hogged a stone, but maybe get the viewers up to date on what's been done here.
Well, they started with them yesterday, and there were a lot of hogline violations in the afternoon, and teams started to question it. Carly Burgess actually took a stone out and was moving it near the sensor because Lauren Lenentine got called on 2, and Carly's right on top of it and didn't know if that was right. What they realized is that there is some metal in this building underneath. It's used for speed skating. It could be for timers. It could even just be simple rebar. And so out of an abundance of caution, they have put a pin in all the rocks so there is no more flashing lights. And it's not a question that the handles don't work. It's just the surface underneath the building that we're in creates some potential for some false positives.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned on air Danielle Inglis had a hogline violation as well.
Did.
Yeah, it's just a tough way to start, but the good news is ahead of it now and going forward.
Yeah, and then we were waiting for line 2, so I could have taken it earlier.
Like old school, Kathy, I guess what you could do if you feel someone's taking advantage of it, you can have an official come out
You can.
and look for the duration of the game.
You bet.
If you choose to.
I like to say as much above T as we can.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about a 14. If we have to bring it back, that's fine.
Yeah.
Too.
It's stopwatch season, Kathy. All right,
Yeah,
back
right?
to
Yeah.
times and numbers. So
It's just wider
what
than
have you
the
seen
path
thus
that they
far
were
in the
from.
building with
Yeah, it's not
conditions, and
fully
what are you
exceeded.
expecting for a good draw weight this
You got
morning?
it.
Well, it's interesting because it's been as high as 15. It's been as low as 13. And this is the first morning draw. Off in the building, the coldest and the ice the crispest.
Yeah.
As we start, I've got a stopwatch on it,
Back 8, back
now
12.
known as a phone.
Running.
We're through. Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, 12:47.
I'm timing a little higher than you right now. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Well, not quite through, but far enough that it is Ontario's Rachel Homan with 3.
Well, as I was kicking out, it felt grindy.
Okay, the rock.
Also, it's just a bit of a fresher path, but not that fresh.
Well, that's a great comment by Danielle. She knew she was getting to the center line, and we always talk about the draw to the button. All the play is outside in,
We're 3.
and so it is
Okay.
that center line that's often the
by
slowest, and that
Katie?
can get in your head, and she just added
most.
that little bit too much.
Where do you want it?
If we can lie 4, like she's 2.5 inches inside the 12.
Okay.
Danielle, a familiar face certainly to us, as she also works for Curling Canada and does a wonderful job, and one of the nicest people you could ever hope to meet. And obviously a busy month for her, as after this, it'll be right back on a plane and repack and then back to work off to the Briar, as we look forward to that in Regina in Saskatchewan this year.
So already lying 3, you heard Rachel communicate with her front end about where this needs to be to outcount the stone just thrown by Danielle.
Looks heavy.
Is not looking to bury this, would like to block the path for the draw for Danielle so that she has to go way further out. That's 15:08, just to give you a sense of where that is versus what Danielle threw.
It's a good spot. Nice. Good spot. Great judge.
Really good.
Nice shot. I thought I
So the good news, though, if you're Danielle and you work for Curling Canada, if she happens to win the Scotties, I think they, give her some more time off to go to the Worlds.
I would imagine.
I would assume they'd be cool with that.
Like same way.
And the World's in Canada, by the way, this year in Sydney, Nova Scotia. That begins March
Got a
16th, and it's
14.5.
always special to have it in
Did
Canada.
it feel a little slower
Yeah.
out there than your first pass?
2 feet less.
I try to throw the same. I just
Okay.
left it less.
Yeah, okay.
Basically the same.
Similar? Okay.
Well, by that placement of the stone by Rachel Homan, it really forces the out turn for Danielle. Not a lot of room on that in turn.
Nothing like a first pass.
Yeah. This
So
path?
probably close to the same.
Yeah, that's what we're
Yes.
thinking.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
We'll let you know how it's curling,
Okay.
because yours really moved at the end.
Yeah, I
of
did.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
like
think
the same. So
Yeah,
you
we
got
can come
this.
to the back one, guys.
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
make
Just let
it.
you know when we
Yeah,
have it here.
just let us know 9.
You
Now
got
this
it.
is throwing literally blind in this path. You just don't know. And you heard her say nothing like a fresh path. You heard her sweepers say, we think that if you throw the same, this is going to be huge
all there.
judgment by the sweepers.
It's hanging.
Back 8 right now.
It's hanging. Whoa.
Massive shot,
T.
first and early in this Battle of Ontario.
Good.
You need to go for
Nice,
weights.
good.
Hard pass.
They stayed off it, now they're on it. Got to avoid that one red in the top 12. Drag it a bit further, curl a little
Wonderful.
more, and that is a great rebound shot. Lovely draw away, Danielle Inglis, as she picks up her single.
That's a game saver.
And you see the pins on the jerseys today. Never forgotten. Sandra Schmerler Day here on TSN, helping babies in crisis right across Canada. It's always tradition, the first Sunday of every Scotties. Please, the number, the website. Welcome back to our Scotties coverage on this Sunday morning. That was a massive draw from Danielle Inglis, drawing against 4. And considering Kathy, the result on her first stone, that is a lovely little bounce back shot.
Well, that is a huge shot, not only for the scoreboard, but for Danielle herself, facing so much difficulty on her first. And as you said, Brian, it goes through, and now you have to go into a path that is wider than anyone's thrown. You have to go on faith that your sweepers are giving you good advice, will judge really well, and all of that came together.
Keep going. Hard. Yep. Little more. Hard. Okay, nice shot.
This is the one. So this is a good one.
It is a special Scotties for one of the greatest players to ever play this game, your former teammate in Jennifer Jones. Kathy, she's announced she will step back from the 4-person game. Her final Scotties, looking for a record-setting 7th title. In the meantime, taking on this youngster, Bailey Scoffin out of Yukon in the White Horse Curling Club, 21 years of age. How about this? You show up, your first game, Sunday morning, it's against Jennifer Jones.
Well, that's pretty tough. They would have wanted to not have had the bye so early, but they did. She's facing 2 here in this, but if you remember, she did win the draw to the button, so has last rock, looking for full 8-foot against 2.
How good is this? Good sweeping in there for a single. So your first point at the Scotties versus the great Jennifer Jones. How good is that smile? You know, for context, Jennifer played her first Scotties back in 2002 in Brandon, Manitoba, and 4 months later, that young curling star was born. So there you go. Champions start small, and you grow up, you watch your heroes, and then you get to play against them. That's
pretty special.
That's why we love this event, Kathy. It's awesome.
Yep. 10. Yep. Gotta go then. 9. Hard. Heavy. 9. Hard. 10. Hard. Be roll. Hard for a piece. Hard. Oh, hard. Whoa. Stop. I know. Hard, Kim.
Well, great communication to get the most out of that shot. With that extra weight, they needed to make contact. Winds up rolling behind the corner, which is key. And it is a little exposed on the center, but the corner one was the key.
Stay close here.
Close. Forward. Close. Little big.
Whoa.
Close, Cass. Hard.
Knifing the stone, trying to make it move that extra bit. They need to get it underneath.
11.
Okay, you like hack? Yeah, hack. Roll to the side, roll away. Yeah.
Kathy, we talked about the rule changes and trying to get aligned with World Play, Olympic play, and 5 Rock rule still remains. I guess the one thing that stands out, though, now is just the one timeout of 60 seconds.
And that's really interesting because players are given a player's manual when they come, and I think that a lot of the expectation is that the coaches read it. And one of the things I've always said to teams that I coach is the best thing that you can do is know the rule book, understand, so that if there's issues on the ice, you really are clear. And I don't know that all the teams were even aware that there was one timeout. In fact, last night we were listening to Carrie Anderson, and Val said to her, well, if we call a timeout, we only have one. And Carrie was like, well, why? Like, I didn't take another one. And it's true. It is a rule change that not a lot of people were prepared for, because at provincial play this year, it was 2. And that is going to be something interesting for teams that tend to run low. You talk about the Brier, you think about a guy like Kevin Cooey, who uses the 2 timeouts to stop the clock. Well, now you're only going to have 1, so you need to remanage how many discussions you have.
Kevin's here, by the way, coaching his sister, Carrie Galusha, representing the Northwest Territories out of the Yellowknife Curling Center.
We have 17 coaches here at the women's this year. Kate Cameron does not have one. 9 of them have medals at the Brier or the Scotties. So some great coaches for these teams.
And one of them, Don Bartlett, behind the bench for Team Rachel Homan. There he is, 2-time Brier champ with Kevin Martin, won the Olympic silver medal as well.
And what's great about Don, not only his knowledge, but he will come out there and doesn't care. He's going to tell you what he thinks. He's not soft selling it. He's not, what do you think? He's, if you're calling me out here, I'm going to tell you what I think, and it comes with a voice of experience. And I think Rachel really listens to him.
He coached Brendan Botcher in this bubble in Calgary 2021 when Brendan Botcher finally cracked through and won his first. Try to drag this stone right up to the yellow. And for now, it is Homan line 2 here in the second. As we told you off the top of the broadcast, all 4 sheets in play. 3 draws today on this Sunday. You see Nova Scotia up by 2 on New Brunswick. We showed you the Jones-Yukon update. And it is the Northwest Territories, a 1-0 advantage over BC and Grandy.
Normal then? I don't, yeah.
You
got it.
Do you like it? You got it.
Oh, that really good shot by Tracy Fleury. It's really difficult to remove it without jamming on your own, and so that's forcing Danielle
Same way.
and Kira to go through the port and get the stone that is most exposed.
Hard! 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 Hard, hard, hard! Hard! Right up, right up!
And just wicks that guard. And now a real chance here for Rachel Homan in 2.
Good throw.
With Hammer lying the 2.
Still has that though.
Just jumped early. We've seen a lot of that, keeping in mind
that double again.
that these stones are refinished, so they're very sharp still, and when they move, they'll move hard.
What about like a little tap, get low on this and bump it back a bit? Yeah.
Yeah. Got a lot. Yeah. Okay. Is it there?
Oh yeah, I have room. Just like back 8, Rach.
So they talked about, is it there? This is the area that, from Rachel's point of view, where she's standing, looks very small because you have to get by that yellow one, and wondering if there's enough room. So the compromise is for Tracy not to play draw weight, but to play a little bit more weight, which is more predictable to call, and tap that stone.
Room, room, room. 9, 8. M.
Yep.
M, you gotta go. 8. Hard. Hard, you gotta go. Hard, help her. It looks 8. Whoa, whoa, we're gonna lose rings. We're gonna lose rings. We can't touch it anymore.
We mentioned the success, Kathy, of this Homan team, and I talked with Rachel before the Scotties began, and you remember at times with this team, they had Tracy in the house, Rachel throwing last. At the end of the season, Rachel was pregnant, so she couldn't sweep. She went back in the house, missed the first event of this season, but Rachel Homan says, listen, since I've been back, I'm in the house. They had so much success, she did, that team, when she started her career, and man, they look really sharp to start this year's competition.
Rachel Homan is a skip. There's no question about it, and they were trying to make it so that Tracy would feel comfortable. Tracy's a really great strategist for sure, but Rachel needs to throw last rock, but she also needs to call the shot that is going to be made.
Oh, for sure, we would have set up.
She said in that conversation too, Kathy, when you add a new piece to a team, you have to learn to communicate all over again, like the little nuances and tendencies of players. It takes time, and sometimes it takes like a full year. So, well, we mentioned she got her once, 5-4, 2008.
Watch the guard.
Otherwise, it is 7 wins for Homan.
Oh, man.
And just trying to throw it hard to get both of those stones. She saw it curl earlier.
Have fun. I threw it definitely really straight.
I like that too. Whatever you like.
I guess you could.
That wasn't an easy shot that you threw.
No.
I don't think she has a triple right now, and I think I could give her a triple if I throw there.
It's just if she ever makes that, then we're only getting 2. I'm just worried if we go open, she does this, we only get 2.
Do we ever just play the same shot we just called?
It's just not, it's a finicky line here.
Yeah.
Or just like up here.
I like going the other side too.
Updates continue. A battle of Eastern Canada. It's New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Melissa Adams skipping New Brunswick this year out of the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton, taking on Nova Scotia, and a familiar face that we've seen many times before in Heather Smith, and she's back at the Scotties.
Well, it is New Brunswick already shot. The discussion was, how do I get in there for a second point? Because the Nova Scotia stone is biting the top of the forefoot. They'd love to play the outturn, but it is a wall of Nova Scotia stone. So going way out in the wing like Danielle Inglis had to on her first end to try to loop it to the forefoot.
And that is a lot of weight. And that'll go through. So just the single for Adams in New Brunswick. It is Nova Scotia leading 2-1 there. Heather Smith is the skip. She throws the third stones. And Jill Brothers, another familiar name at the Scotties, she throws the fourth rock for this Nova Scotia side. And you talked about great coaches. The great Colleen Jones is coaching that team. Great to see Colleen here at the Scotties.
Yeah, to top 12. Yeah, is that good enough? That's more than enough to T-line.
Rachel was concerned about setting up the triple
Yeah.
by placing the stones there. And she's also still concerned about the gap. We saw Tracy Fleury go through it, but we also saw Tracy's rock really curl hard. And so they've elected to go to the other side.
Gotta go. Line straight. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. 6. Wait only. Whoa. 6.
T-line.
5. Hard.
For T.
Hard. You really gotta go. Dig.
Go, go, go. Yep, gotta
Keep
go.
going.
Wow, the weight is really coming off.
Go.
Hard, hard, hard. Yep, 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 yep. Good speed.
Nice though, Rach.
So for now, line 1, 2, 3, 4 with Hammer here in the second.
Nice sweet, Sarah. 15. Nice throw. Just a little light, yeah.
Well, if Danielle Inglis ever liked red, she no longer does. She faced 4 in the first and 4 again. But last end, Brian, she really made a huge save. That's the 4 that we were talking about just a moment ago. She had played the other turn, went through, and Rachel Holman made a perfect shot and didn't give her the same shot twice, forcing Danielle way out into the wings, way out wide with the out turn. But some great brushing, great line calling, and wonderful weight. Saved the day and got herself one in an end that did not go well.
The key shot is brought to you by BKT Tires. Growing together. Can she get another one here? And gets 2 to go, and that's a nice little rebound, but it will be the open draw for 3 here for Rachel Holman.
That's good. Do you want it?
Done. You're only giving them 3 this end.
Contact.
Well, that's a great
Oh,
attitude.
goodness.
Not much
run a
worked
little
well
better?
for
Yeah.
the
Foot or 2 more is
Ontario
good.
team this past end.
Yeah.
The last time that
More?
Rachel was in the bubble, she was actually pregnant with Bowen. Now has 3 kids, Riot, Bowen, and Briggs, who's just 6 months old, so 2 boys and a girl. I can't believe this, Kathy. She said she actually kept the cutouts of the kids. Remember, there's no fans, so all those, she kept the cutouts and still laughs when she sees them at times. I had my dog here, I think, by the way. I had a cutout of my dog.
Pops.
There was cats, dogs, family members.
Good judge, guys.
Great draw weight. She lost the final here in the bubble back in 2021. She is back with some unfinished business. 3 on the board. She leads.
Nice shot.
The 64th edition of the Canadian Women's Curling Championship, 43rd season with the sponsorship of the Scotties. That all began back in 1982, and it began in Regina with Kruger Products and the sponsorship. And what a great legacy. Competition underway our first Sunday. It is 3-1 Ontario, the Battle of Ontario. Rachel Homan, nice draw weight to pick up 3 and lead by 2 with play underway in this third end.
Take a look. Take a look. 2.5.
Well, you saw the side by Danielle. You cannot face 4 every time you sit in the hack and expect good results. And so probably had a little bit of a discussion with the team about weights and tactics and all of those things, looking to produce a different result this third end.
Sweet. Can I take the out if we're going to do this? You want the out? Yeah, I just don't want to have it. I agree. Okay, top 4. Okay.
Emma Miskew in her 11th Scotties appearance.
5.
Remember, Rachel went to the Olympics. She skipped the team
Looks heavy.
when she was off at mixed doubles.
Off this. Hard, Sarah. Weights close. 8. Hard. 7. Still got it. You still got it.
Team Holman
have it, still
curling
have it.
100% right across the board thus
that's
far
it, then.
on this Sunday morning.
Okay.
Sarah Wilkes is such a great sweeper. We always talk about 2 ways to get rocks to go further. One of them is pressure that you put on, and she is super fit and applies pressure. But the second thing is the speed. Watch the speed of her broom head. We always talk about Bobby Lammy as being one of the greatest of all time, but it is pressure and speed, and she gets results.
She won that Scotties title in 2019 with Chelsea Carey beating Rachel Homan. At the time, that biggest comeback in Scotties final history. Team Carey was down 5-1. Wilkes was the third in that competition where they battled back and won the championship.
This will go straight. Yeah.
With that stone being buried, Rachel Homan just asking Emma to peel.
Update time, Galusha and Grandy, as Clancy Grandy out of the Vancouver Curling Club out of British Columbia as they won their provincial championship, taking on Carey Galusha and her side. Final stone on the way.
Well, Joanne Rizzo's stone is the shot stone. And so for Clancy Grandy trying to pick it off, depending on how thick she catches it, she may be able to remove both of the reds and the forefoot. Oh, and just gets one, a little bit more, and that back red one goes. The potential for multiple will settle for 1.
1-1 after 2.
Clean. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Right up. 3-2.
Talissa Daly, second stones for this Ontario team. Little tap, she'll roll across the face of the red in the 8-foot.
Okay. Control. Control. Yeah. You can roll a bit to center, Trace. Okay. Little big. Yes. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard, Sarah. Keep it there. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Keep it there. Hard. Get sweep. Sweep. Good. 9-3. Rage. It's a 9-3.
Sandra Schmerler Day on TSN.
9-4, yeah.
And Jan Betker,
So just so you know,
longtime
it's quite heavy, too.
teammate of Sandra Schmerler, answering the calls, raising money for Babies in Crisis right across Canada. If you want to get involved today.
Well, third for Sandra for such a long time. It's very special, that team.
Whoa. Clean. Little big. Yep. Hard. Hard for nose here. Hard. Okay.
Nose hit, little rollover.
Okay.
I chatted with Daniel Inglis about, who she watched growing up and role model curler, and right away didn't hesitate. Sandra Schmerler, that was my team. And she says, I know I'm from Ontario, so that's not, an average answer, but that was her hero, how Sandra and the team managed their family life, how they dealt with people on and off the ice. And she actually did a book report on their team when she was growing up in Ontario.
Wow.
So, I mean, Sandra Schmirler's legacy is more than, you know, the raising money, and I mean the person and who she was and the impact that she had.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Pretty remarkable.
No, no, no. Curl, 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 curl.
Whoa, whoa!
Whoa, curl, curl, curl. Sorry, sorry. Got it. Nice shot.
Well, the whoa and the curl, Tracy Fleury thought it was going to continue to go. Rachel wanted to have a lot of separation to not set up a double here for Danielle Inglis and her team.
Yeah, same thing.
Hey, like you can. You got it, girl. Hair down.
Close. Yep, yep,
Yep.
yep, yep.
Kira and Kalissa are best friends. They competed together as youngsters and now competing together at the Scotties. Nose hit.
This looks easier to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it just goes into ours.
It won't
Very
jam,
fun.
Rach.
I think it goes under. Unless you want to hit and lay two. Yeah. Into it would be very, very thin.
Well, that's what it is to hit it.
Yeah. I think it's there.
What do you like? Yeah, it won't jam. Okay.
Yeah.
Three-time Scotty champion Rachel Homan. Lost 2 finals to Anderson, 1 to Chelsea Carey, won 3 times. It's amazing, 6 finals.
If it starts flashing,
And now her
just
10th
keep-
Scotties
yeah,
appearance.
to get the back and
Yeah,
roll
just
in.
let us
Rachel Homan's concern is if you hit the top one thin to get the double, will it
Yeah,
go
you
onto
feel
your
like
own? But the majority
control,
vote
yeah.
is
Yeah,
that
And
it
my
will
jaw,
not.
My jaw ran really straight.
How are you throwing it?
Let's check in again on Team Manitoba, Jennifer Jones, as they won their opener, the first game for the young Scoffin team out of Yukon, and it looks like Shotstone belongs to Scoffin at the side of the Hearts.
It does. It is the horses of the Jones team that are putting a lot of pressure on the team from the north, but Bailey herself has made some wonderful shots, already lying 1 now, but needs to get to the Hearts for the second point.
Nice double in our feature. That big weight ability from Rachel Homan gets them both to go. Meantime, in our update sheet,
One yellow.
it'll crash on that redstone. So just the single
Good sweep.
and a 2-2 tie after 3.
Normal.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, it should move nice.
Yeah.
You got it, like you can.
Well, this is the most unobstructed view Danielle has had today.
There's been a lot of rocks in play in our feature.
Easy, easy. Easy pass. Easy.
Hair big.
Whoa then. Melissa? Girl.
I asked Danielle if she'd be disappointed if they didn't make the playoffs, and she hesitated and thought about it and said, good question, but you know, yeah, considering their season and points in the standings and the work they put in, she said, listen, we're not there just to have a good time. Like, we want to show up and we're going to do our best to try and make the playoffs.
I practice, so I didn't know how much of a curl. Passes kind of really went by, like when the rock was on center there.
The one cool thing she has too when it comes to perspective and working for Curling Canada, she's been behind the scenes for years.
Yes.
So, you know, she knows all about, you know, going to sign the autographs and the Heartstop Lounge and all that goes with it. And there's really no better way to learn what's up than to be behind the scenes with her job with Curling Canada as well.
Well, she wouldn't be intimidated by the crowds and all of the extra things that come with being out of Scotties.
There's a lot of rotation, Em. I don't think you need to.
But you could hear Danielle and talking to Kira, they're still very much charting out this sheet of the ice. So for Rachel, wants to be in the house, wants to force Danielle to have to make a shot to be able to blank this end. Needs to get there, and it does.
It looked weird, yeah. It was going in on my slide, so I just gave it 18 rotations.
All right, let's make this.
I don't think it got out.
playing this turn. If you played the other turn, there is a risk with that yellow stone at the back. I think
Yeah, you got it.
that if you nut it right on, it might not be biting, but it could, and so that's why you take this turn.
Danielle's parents, big sports fans, fans of the Olympics. She was born during the 1988 Calgary Olympics, and apparently, because of that, she was almost named Olympia.
Or
True
Linda
story.
Moore.
So
Could have called her Linda Moore.
they got Danielle instead. So there you go. Kind of a cool tie to Calgary for her. Final stone on the way.
Nice.
And a blank on the board. So well done there. A 3-1 contest in our feature on Sandra Schmurder Day here on TSN. Glad you're making us a part of your morning.
This handsome young man is Luke Gallant, the 9-month-old son of Jocelyn Peterman and Brett Gallant. Today, Luke is a healthy, happy baby, but it didn't start out that way. Last May, when his mom Jocelyn gave birth, there were complications. Luke was having trouble breathing and eating. His blood sugar was very low. His life was in danger. Luke entered the neonatal intensive care unit at Foothills Medical Center here in Calgary, and the process of saving his life began. Thanks to the incredible people at Foothills and because of the life-saving equipment they had on hand, young Luke survived, and after a few weeks was finally able to go home with his proud parents. If you've ever wondered why the Sandra Schmurler Foundation is so important and why your donations mean so very much, well, that smile says it all. Luke is here this week cheering on his mom, and by the looks of it, he's ready to get out there on the ice himself.
Wow, incredible job, Kathy. What a story. And man, that little Luke looks like Brett in a few of those pictures.
He
doesn't
sure
he? Wow, what a
does.
cutie.
Always his dad's boy.
That's awesome. Sandra Schmerler Day here on TSN, helping babies in crisis right across Canada. And it's incredible, Kathy. You know, I've been lucky enough to be a part, you know, of the weekend of TSN's broadcasting since 2009. And the people you meet, the stories, the impacts, and you just heard one of the players that are on the ice that you watch at home. It's pretty special, the impact that Sandra Schmerler and all the help right across Canada. As we bring you back to our feature game, it's a Battle of Ontario. A blank on the board as Daniel Inglis with hammer here in 4, throwing the yellow stones. The 3 stands out. It was a tough end for Inglis and her team and Rachel Homan taking advantage, but a 2-point deficit would play underway here in 4.
Well, the first 2 ends, Danielle faced 4 on both times she went to the hack. That's not sustainable. And so that last end, the blank, might have been just that settling of nerves that was needed. But stays in tough with that last miss.
Do you like normal?
I like PL for playing
Yeah, you just got to be careful of that.
Yeah.
And the careful of that is if you
like
throw
half
peel and
probably
throw it
gets
too
it.
hard.
Okay, but I don't mind playing the run back and roll. And if I just roll, it's okay.
7/8 gets it.
Okay. I like the out.
Oh. Okay, well, are you throwing peel?
I like this.
Okay, you got it, Em.
Rachel's concerned is you don't want to remove that center guard that is covering your stone, and you really want to make a play on that back one. So she's looking more at that run and was thinking a little bit less weight so that the movement is more predictable than a big weight that really doesn't move at all.
Whoa, go under, off.
And the go under, and that's a great line call to make sure that that center guard stays in place.
Do you like a little bump?
I don't mind it. Visible curl, so.
Just like back button, back 4. Yeah, this shot is nice.
So I'll give you 6 feet more with this guy.
You got it.
Our updates continue on this Sunday morning. Let's check in on New Brunswick, Adams, Nova Scotia, Smith, Heather Smith, the skip. Jill Brothers throws the 4th rocks for this team.
Well, Melissa Adams was trying to corner freeze on her final stone. She had perfect weight, but it did not curl, and so there is an opportunity to pick the stone out for 3.
Here in Carmody, Marie Christensen, part of this team, just pick it through. Oh, what a shot. Lovely to carve that out. 2 on the board. Yeah, that's worth a high 5. A 4-1 advantage for Nova Scotia.
Yeah, but her first one, like number 2, is definitely on hits.
Okay. Still got it to carve.
Right, okay. Same line as Emma's.
Speed's good.
Yes! Hard! Whoa! Little light. Yep. Whoa. Weight's good. No.
Tracy Fleury, known as such a great hitter.
Wow, you kicked that out hard. We were on the line. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Ended up being good weight, eh?
Yeah, weight was good.
Come roll, control.
You see the scores across the sheets of ice, 2-2.
Got it.
Manitoba and Yukon. We just saw the Nova Scotia update to lead by 3. And BC Grandy, a 2-1 advantage over the Northwest Territories.
Control.
Kira Brunson won a U18 Canadian title for Northern Ontario skipping back in 2017.
Hard.
Success in U Sport as well with University Curling back in 2019, winning a championship. I heard you talk about it, Kathy, and it's so true. The outlets now that young people have to get that
Do you want the nose?
competition, the skill set, and to learn to compete at a high level, whether it's the university route, now wonderful job, the U17, U18, and now the U21 as we're calling it.
And it's huge because before you, as a young person growing up, the only provincial championship you had was a U21. So if you were 14 or 15, you really didn't have an opportunity to develop, and you got there and these other people were way older and bigger than you. And now there's definitely some segments that you can play. That U18 Canadians that was just held, there's an opportunity for teams to develop, and maybe they won't win a U21 yet, but when you get to the U21 show, you're prepared for what you're going to face. And I think that we're producing people coming out of our U21s that can make that transition much easier to women's and men's.
They had the freeze feed. Firm.
Close.
Yeah. Well. High. Well.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
The run back, Kira Brunton gets the one red to go. And shot stone, I think, is Team Inglis.
I would agree.
Let me write that down.
Your day is done.
Kathy this morning has said she's happy to see me.
Oh my goodness.
Check. And
it was
we
like
agree on
NORAD. I
something.
was looking for Santa and you flying from New York last night.
I was trying to get here as soon as I could, my friend.
Like normal? I do. Just trying to roll right over. What are you throwing?
That, you threw that turn right there, like really nice. It just didn't come up. It just seems to be a bit straighter, like
Might have been
right
like
in
a
there.
hair heavy.
It was, yeah.
Like it might have
10-2.
come up if it was 10-5.
Yeah, theirs kind of was in
But yeah,
that
we
spot.
could tighten it a hair so we can sweep it, I guess.
Well, even on Calissa's rock, that back eight, it
Yeah.
just still hangs there.
Finding a path that they feel may track a little bit, keeping in mind it's still so early in this competition. Teams are on sheets that they've not been on before. You can throw the night before on the sheet, but sometimes by the end of the night, the temperature's much different in here than it is in the morning, so it's not always the same.
You saw that stat, the lower third, the Canadian team ranking system. My goodness, what a season for Rachel Holman.
They have lost very few games.
Yeah.
Close.
I like
think
that
it's
call. I
us,
did
but
not
it's
like
also
playing
close.
close.
Yeah.
It's close.
I think we have
I
to
asked
lay
her
up.
about the bubble and the experience back in 2021 and just what she remembered with that final versus Carrie Anderson.
Yeah.
Do you think they remember
And
me?
she said, no, I think
Yeah,
about
I
it.
can see with you.
You know, you're disappointed, but I learned from that final. I was 8.5 months pregnant, like, was really proud of what she did in that championship, and rightfully so. As we check in now on Jones and Scoffin.
Well, that face tells the story. It is already 2 for Jennifer Jones. Now, she doesn't have a huge port. There are a lot of guards up front, and so trying to navigate through, as long as she can get past the high one that you will see very quickly in the screen, that one should be able to get in and come down to the face of the other 2. Full 8 foot is what she needs for 3.
3 she has. There's a lot of greatness on the ice this morning. Jennifer Jones chasing a 7th Scotties title. That's never been done. And right next door, coaching Nova Scotia, Colleen Jones, who also won 6. Incredible talents here in Calgary this week. Skip Stones here in 4. Daniel Inglis lives in Whitby, Ontario, just outside of Toronto.
Well, this shot selection based on the fact that they think that the red stone may have been shot or had some uncertainty.
I joke with Danielle, her teammates all live in Ottawa.
no,
She's
sorry.
in Ontario, obviously, and I said, so where do you practice? Where do you get ice? And she goes, anywhere I can. It's just about finding an opportunity to get some ice and get the reps
Not
in.
staring at it when it's happening. I like that ice. Yeah.
The controls were floating.
Rachel Holman looking for the double.
Hard!
On, then off. Rachel Holman here in 4. Bang, got one. Can she roll that yellow enough?
Well, she cannot, but
I can't believe you overcalled that. What? I can't believe you overcalled that.
still tough for Danielle.
And you heard the comment. She felt she'd made it.
Well, the
Maybe.
overcall. So she takes ice on the inside of the stone. They jump it right away to pull it back. And then the problem was they pulled it back so far, it didn't give it a chance to curl up just that little bit extra they needed.
True. So I threw.
Man, that's a tough spot, eh?
Now we heard Danielle say that she thought it floated in that spot. Rachel just saying it's a tough spot. So what we're seeing is in this path that Danielle's throwing at, it with the other turn, it wants to stay straight or drift a little bit. So a tricky path.
Nothing yet. Final stone. It's the in-turn double. A chance for two. Clip it. Make them both go away. Lovely shot. Danielle Inglis gets her two. And a tie game here in Calgary.
Very nice.
Smile after that one, young lady. There you go. 3-3 after 4.
Redemption.
Welcome back to Winsport here in Calgary. Lovely double from Danielle Inglis to tie things up at 3. Here in 5, it is Rachel Hammer. Rachel, she does have the hammer. Rachel Homan with hammer, throwing the Red Stones.
Well, momentum for sure on Ontario Rachel Homan's side for the first two, but persistent Danielle and making some big shots. That was a huge double. All of a sudden, this game is tied, and she was facing 4 and 4. And I'm sure for Rachel Homan's team, they're looking at the scoreboard saying, what?
Just top 12.
What has happened?
Room, man. Room. Little light. Okay, go then. Line center line. Hard. Lead center line.
Okay, I need to curl it, I think.
Line's good. Line should get there. Lead's good. Go for distance. It's a 3.
And you know, mental toughness is part of this, Muddy, but when you come in and you're playing someone else from your province that has won so much, and she knows all of this because not only is she a fan of the game, but working with Curling Canada, being in the bubble, your record is 7-1 lifetime in terms of losses to Rachel Homan. I wonder if the first 2 ends, that gets in your head a little bit too.
Pardon? You like that one better?
Cassandra's number's pretty good.
Tight, you were thinking?
The little tap's not bad.
I don't hate the tap on the yellow.
Hate this one.
Like corner frozen. Sure.
It is amazing too,
Just
Kathy. Like,
tight.
we don't think about it because
Freeze
it's our
red
job,
inside.
but a TV game, there's cameras
Like
right
14
in front
and a
of
half.
you, all over the ice. The lights are a little bit brighter on that sheet of ice, and you talk
They
to
are.
players in their first Scotties. It does make a difference. They do notice.
It's a double-edged sword. You really want to be the TV game because that means that you have the recognition that, you know, you're a competitive team and you want friends and family that weren't able to come to see you. But the pressure that comes with that can be a little bit heavy.
Hard! Hard, you got it! Go, 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 go! Right to here, right to here, right to here.
Okay, go.
Well, yep, that's good. That's fine too.
14-5.
Great call, Kira.
Well, one of the keys was Emma
Wow.
yesterday talking about after 5 was in the 60s, 63 I believe it was. That's not typical. This is more typical Emma.
Emma and Rachel competing
Okay.
together since they were, what,
Touch,
13
let's make
years
this one.
old. It's just
Yeah.
been pretty amazing to see them
Yeah. Slid really
at
nice.
such a high level for such a
Emma.
long time, and that desire and drive to be the best.
And I just think when you've been with somebody that long in all sorts of competitive situations, winning, losing, frustration, all of that, there's just such a sense of comfort of just knowing that you have a wingman.
The one thing Rachel told me before the championship,
We're just a 3. We're never
very
around.
proud of her team and the consistency of it. They've worked really hard to stay
Yep.
and be at the top of their game, and proud of it, but they never take the stage for granted because you just never know, you know, what can happen with life, and, you know, really relishes this opportunity again every time they're here.
It should run straight. Clean. Yep. Yep. Clean. Clean.
Another peel. Shot stone is Team Holman at Red Rock, top 4.
Half is really nice.
Two really slid.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah. Same spot.
Danielle will continue to ask her team to throw center guards.
Just 2.
Line's good. You can.
Now the first one's a concern. There's no draws yet thrown by Kira. And at some point you're going to have to make a key draw, and you are hoping it will be soon. Now this
Just
is
a
not a
2.
draw, it's a guard, but at least it will give Kira a chance to have feel and confidence. So it's important
17-1.
and nicely done.
Good. Thanks. Good sweet. Kind of got to let myself take a beat, so I was very much like.
And there's somebody else I talked about in the front 5 yesterday. Emma and Tracy were struggling a little bit in the order. Both of them perfect so far today, which is what this Team Holman team needs. There's a lot of team in there in order to be consistent through the week and into the weekend.
Yeah, I saw it floated out half
don't know why she swept it. Did you call her on?
Yeah. Because I caught it.
Sandra Schmerler Day today here on TSN all day long. The number on your screen, 1-866-210-6011. The website below as well. The Sandra Schmerler Foundation, helping babies in crisis right across Canada.
Foundation telephone.
Always proud to be a part of it every Sunday, the first Sunday to kick off the Scotties here on TSN.
Just a 3.
And we'll see the teams
Really
manning the
coming off.
phones at different points throughout the day, and
Coming
it
off.
is something that they very much look forward to. It is such a tradition. And I know that some of the teams that play 2 today won't be able to do it for very long, and I know that some of them are disappointed because this is a day that you like to have some time off to be able to contribute in your own way and to talk to some fans of curling.
Where is it? Who knows?
No idea. Low. Intern low. Okay, thick, 3/4.
What'd she say?
Three-quarters or a little
low
less
with
than
the
that.
intern. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. 3/4, 2/3. Curl. Got it, curl.
Hoping to catch more than just the front, trying to open it up.
Go the other way. Okay.
Clips the red, top 12.
Better than it was.
Kathy, I will never forget her run. Tracy Fleury, that Olympic curling trials final, the week she had, losing in an extra end to Jennifer Jones, Saskatoon 2021. That was an unbelievable week of curling for her. She was outstanding.
And I think that for Tracy, that loss is something that I don't know that you ever get over. It's not just a game, it's a chance to go to the Olympics. They were such a strong team all year. They dominated women's curling. But as with all things in life, you need to park them if you're going to choose to move on. And she has.
This is cast throwing a little bit, but then it did start to curl once it gets to center. Yeah.
It's interesting too, Kathy, you know, right after an Olympics, kind of the first season or two, you know, maybe you flip teammates, you're kind of working things out. I really feel, and I mean, you're the expert on this, that teams will probably, what we see is what we're going to get with the trials upcoming. Or what do you feel?
Well, I agree with you with an asterisk.
Okay.
We know that Jennifer's stepping away. So you have Carly Burgess, Lauren Lenentine, Emily Zacharias. Will they look to pick up a skip, and will it be an active skip that wants to move? Will they pick up another player? Will any of those 3 players get offers from teams that go, wow, there's some really great talent. I wasn't going to switch, but these 3 women are available.
Hard! 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 Hard!
Inglis, little tap tap. And look at that line, 1, 2, 3 right now without hammer here in 5.
Yeah, is this just going to push this one under? Or?
If I roll out,
think?
I don't think so. What do you think?
It's close. I don't know that we're killing this one, but I mean, you got to try.
I don't think I can play this.
No. Okay.
They're
you try to
talking about trying to play the triple. You hit this thin, this goes there, this clips there. The question
I don't think I can
that
keep my
Tracy
shooter
is
and make
wondering
the
about
triple
is
do.
this stone.
It's really
Does it
close.
just wind up over
No.
here and not get out of the house? But I agree with Rachel, you got to try. She will not stick around with her shooter if she makes the triple, but at this point, if she can make the triple, she'll be having one buried behind the guard, and she just needs to get them out of the way in the path to the forefoot.
I think I push him behind the guard. We got options.
You think that's too much? We can take a little less.
I like to be able to release it, right?
Well, and one of the things that we know is Rachel's going to throw this very hard, and she has that
I
ability.
mean, we saw like kind of, it runs down that forefoot
Parallels,
area and then
please.
it comes, so it should be decent speed.
Well, she has been perfect.
Curl.
Rachel Holman, big weight. 1, 2, 3, moving the second clip on the yellow.
Wow.
What a shot to get them all going. Rachel Holman.
That's a 6-5 split hog to hog. There are not a lot of people that can throw that in women's curling
Really
with
good, right?
accuracy
But like over, keep it there.
and consistency. And then she got that little extra bounce. Watch as the second stone comes off. So there's the 2 we knew would go. That's the one sliding, but look at the redstone coming in. It gives it an extra boost, enough to go far enough to lie 2.
It is such a weapon, and she's worked so hard for so long to have that inner arsenal, and it saves her big time here in 5.
It like shooted it further than it would have.
I think we needed. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, control, guys.
Control? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
got
can't
it.
be too cute with this, but we do want to play the hidden roll.
Yeah, let's make
Okay,
it.
so
You got
they
this.
do want the little flip here, Kathy.
It's your
Bet.
bread and butter by now.
But that's the look from the hack. So she can see a piece.
Little light.
Little soft.
We're really light.
Very soft.
Whoa, curl. Cast. Hard.
Cassandra DeGroot trying to carve it over. Now hold the line. The weight's really nice. There's the hit. There's the flip behind cover. And shot stone buried with 1 to come from Rachel Homan.
Oh, great shot by Danielle. You just watch your opponent make what is almost like a triple. And then you sit in the hack and throw just the perfect weight. Well read and a great roll.
Low 14.
I knew that was okay in that spot.
I was thinking more on the 14 side. Okay.
So that forces Rachel. No way to get that out. Not going to take on that double run because of that other yellow stone in the house. So drawing to the full 4.
It's such a game, isn't it, Kathy? You saw the numbers, percentages, how well they've curled through 5, but it's 3-3. And you got to make this for a 1-point lead through 5.
Like it. Yeah. Look. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, looks like.
Final stone here in 5.
Looks like. Hard.
Sarah Wilkes and Emma Miskew trying
close.
to guide this in. Would love to put it right on the hearts for their skip.
Very
Good
nice.
judgment, great weight, 1 on the board, Rachel Homan.
It's turned into a fabulous game.
Glad you're with us at Winsport in Calgary, Sunday at the Scotties. About 20 minutes from downtown Calgary, Canada Olympic Park. Our location, the Winsport Event Center, opened up back in 2011. Capacity about 3,000. Excited to have all the curling for you this week on TSN. The Scotties Tournament of Hearts. It's been a good game. Danielle Inglis clawing back. She gave up a 3, but Kathy, a 4-3 lead for home and through 5. It's anyone's match still.
Well, it really is. You talk about the granite that Danielle faced, and it was in the second end without last rock that she wasn't able to negate that 3 by Rachel Homan. But in 4, she made a wonderful double and stuck around for the deuce that brought it back, and she forced Rachel last end, and so that is a win. The numbers for Team Homan are really strong, right through second, third, and Rachel perfect. But the scoreboard, well, the scoreboard says you just need to stay in, and that's what Danielle's doing.
After 5, brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. Phones available. There's the number, there's the website. Sandra Schmerler Day here on TSN, helping babies in crisis right across Canada.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. And by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada.
It really is one of my favorite cities in Canada. Calgary, Alberta. You have the mountains, Canmore, Banff in the distance. Just a wonderful spot. Great to be back.
Heather Smith Brothers is in the groove. Kerry Galusha, there's no quit in that team. They are persistent, and BC Grandy is up. It is a plus at the back end position, but they've had chances for even more. And our feature game, well, you're watching it.
Back in this building, back in Calgary for the first time since the bubble. It's awesome to have fans, young and old, in the building, cheering on their teams, cheering on their favorite province. And we can't wait to bring it to you all weekend long, all week long here on TSN.
It's treats time. We didn't get treats.
You got me. I mean,
Okay.
you know.
I was excited to have you, but
That's over. That ship has already sailed. 6th end in our feature matchup. It is a Battle of Ontario, 4-3. I was going to say, though, the one thing about you being now a broadcast extraordinaire, you can appreciate your play-by-play person beside you in the booth a little bit more, Kathy. I'm
I
just
went
saying.
to bed saying, brought to you by Scotties. No, I have so much respect for you and Victor. And Vic, I hope that you're feeling
like
better
this way?
and are back soon.
So you got options this way, right? You can choke it.
4-3, Team Holman leads, throwing the red stones. It is Ontario. Daniel Inglis with hammer. Bit of a wall up front right now.
I would bet that the conversations of the two benches would have been so different. You have to feel that Danielle Inglis's team would have been just very pumped, thinking about, you know, the adversity early on and how they're playing really well. And for Holman's team, I'm sure it was just, you know, we don't have to change things up. The numbers are great. They're playing well. You just have to give respect to your opponent when she makes some really great shots, as Danielle did on her last in 5 to force Rachel Holman.
Firm. Firm. Firm? Yeah. You got it, girl. Yeah. You know it.
Close.
Whoa.
Yep. Hard. Right up. Hard.
Roll it over.
Hit and roll over for
That works.
Calissa Daly.
That one out right now. Yeah. My first thought was
Top eight.
I like that. Okay.
I like it. Yeah, I just have to stay a little bit. Then she's got that. I think this. She'll lose her shooter with the drag if she. Yeah. Just top eight, I think.
I wondered about that too.
Okay, sure. I like that.
What turn do you think?
It is a defensive call, but if you remember, the
Do you like
guard
control?
last end is
I
what
like a
Danielle
little more.
used.
That's normal. Normal. Yep.
No.
Yep. Hard.
Yep, hard, Sarah.
Normal.
Hard, Sarah. Hard.
Whoa.
Just hit it thicker.
Okay. I like that better.
You have a center, but you've also given a corner.
Kieran, roll on.
Yeah.
Just control though.
Can I throw the insert?
Always special, Kathy, to win your province.
I like the in.
Well, it certainly is. It's a triple knockout in Ontario. Every province does things differently, and it really was a battle of Carly Howard and Danielle. So they went back and forth, and then in the final, it was a wonderfully played game. Both teams played really well. Danielle had to make 2 very precise draws to bite the hearts on the final to get her deuce, and she did.
Rachel Holman telling me she watched that game, streamed it, and watched the final and said it was so cool to see a team qualify to win your province and get to the Scotties for the very first time.
Yeah, you gotta
We talked about the relationship
out,
with
girl.
Rachel Holman and Daniel
Right out.
Inglis and that mutual respect.
Well, I watched most of the provincial Scotties finals, and some of the games were just brilliant, just so well played. And that really is good when you look at Ontario and you saw the depth, because Rachel Holman's been out of Ontario for a long time, but you have to know and feel as an Ontario curler that there is a progression, that there's other teams. And whether it was Carly Howard winning or Danielle, we were going to get somebody new and somebody that's very capable.
1-2 away they go. Lovely shot as Tracy Fleury delivers.
Curl's nice.
Yeah. Curled a little bit. bit there. It's definitely on the fuller side.
Little big.
Okay, clean. Close. Clean. Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Close. Yep. Whoa. Little bit. Didn't bounce hard off there. 10-8.
You can qualify for the Scotties with the CTRS, and that's the Canadian Team Ranking System. We talked about Rachel Holman and the season that she's had. Unbelievable. You look at the events, the qualifications. How about first 5 times?
Stunning.
Unbelievable job.
Unbelievable. And you're playing against some of the best teams, well, the best teams in the world for the most part. And so those points, that gets her 2nd overall this year, and that got her into this event. And so for their team, they had the luxury of really timing how they were going to peak. You do miss that provincial championship, but wonderful to know that you're here. And of note is at the end of this season, Muddy, they are going to announce the 3 teams that will come to the Scotties next year. So we will know, and the teams will know. And again, the planning, it's all about planning your season.
If you're just joining us for the first time, our coverage on TSN, so Nunavut did not send a team, and that meant that Corin Brown out of BC got in as the number 4 ranked team on the CTRS.
Wait's close.
Corinne got in because ahead of her, the 3rd ranked team was Caitlin Laws, and she won Manitoba. So you go down the order until you come up with the best team overall in terms of points that did not already win a province.
Back 4, back 8.
Okay, bring it back here. Bring it back to here. Back 8. Okay, wait. Okay.
And they're bringing it back 8. Danielle wanting to make sure that it didn't stop just behind the tee line. And Rachel Holman freezes on it, and she's got no access to score.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like in the middle, it's even like quicker. Yeah. Just tack. It's pretty straight here. Yeah. Kind of late. Tack. Okay.
Rachel Holman, a 6-3 record in Kamloops last year at the Scotties.
That side's pretty nice. That one.
You really dragged out Tracy's, and she was kind of straight through.
Okay, it looks like she kept it there. Like she's just a little tight.
She was much closer to the line.
Yeah. Okay. Just so you know, you can also keep it there.
Yeah.
This is the spot we saw in 4 where it looked like Tracy might have been tight, and they jumped it, pulled it back, and then it tracked. So this is a path that they're very confident that they know what to do.
Won her first title, 2013 in Kingston, beating Jennifer Jones. 2014 again, won in Montreal, beating Val Sweeting. And then 2017 in St. Catharines, Ontario, a winner over Michelle Englot, and then undefeated that year at Worlds as well. 13-0 to win that gold medal.
Keep it there,
So to start the career, it was a runaway train of success. The consistency's still there, Kathy. We talked about it. She's made finals. She's been knocking on the door recently, just unable to win the big one in recent years.
Well, the one thing I will say about Rachel and Jennifer that they have in common is that they are never satisfied. So and that's how they are as good as they are. So if they win, they look back at the game and they're not happy because they could have capitalized here. They could have been more precise here. And it is that constant unwillingness to accept mediocrity that pushes both of those skips just to the top.
Yeah.
It's not quite up to speed.
No.
Around just biting top 4.
Yeah, I
as
like
long
that,
as we're counting them.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go too much different.
So trying for the skipper's deuce here in 6.
It's to the back of
To
that
it,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, like a low 14
For sure, she could play a quiet
Nice,
weight and
similar to
try to
practice.
stick back there.
You got it, girl.
But then Rachel could wind up hitting it and rolling underneath. And if you're going to be forced, why not try to create an opportunity to score 2?
Russ always says it, right? Be forced to 2.
Exactly. Don't get forced, don't get
Wait,
forced to 2.
No, I got close. You
Whoa,
can go.
it's running.
No,
Whoa,
we gotta go.
running. Still running.
Okay.
Still running.
6.
Back 4.
Yep.
Running.
Whoa, whoa.
Has to curl. Knife it.
Hard!
Wannabe shot stone, Wannabe behind some cover. It's hanging out there a lot for her. It'll settle. Back 4 shot stone, but pretty much available.
Yeah, sorry. That's all right. It was just trash.
You're closest to being behind that sheet, Kathy, here in the broadcast booth. I think it's pretty much open.
Well, you know what? It's about half open. The problem is, Brian, because it runs relatively straight there, if you get outside at all and you wind up just moving it back here, all of a sudden you've jammed. It is not fully accessible, and so that's why Rachel's making the decision to freeze.
Okay, we need center line. Line's important.
Okay. Are you in the same line as her?
Never.
Okay.
This is close to Sarah's line, a hair tighter than that, just in case we're a little extra. Okay. Same weight, you think?
Yeah.
A little less I can get away with?
Sure. Take a foot or 2 less. Same will be real close.
She was very good with her last draw. Has talked through the pass, has talked through what she's going to throw.
Weight's close. Line's good. Put it right on T. 8. Close for line, Sarah. 8. Close for line. Line only. Close for line, yep. Room.
Okay.
Line
Yeah.
only.
Line only.
Line green. Wait only. Whoa, no tap. No tap.
We're tapping.
Curl. Curl.
Just gotta stop.
Pretty good communication, Kathy, the whole way down. Little tap, and for now, shot stone.
Nice shot, Rach.
Not really. It's a pretty bad line call. How'd you get your nose?
I don't. That's a hard.
Yeah, it's wide open.
Yeah.
Is it? Like in order
It's definitely there.
Just had to curl it and we made it. What was that bad?
Yeah, I don't mind. Let's give it a try and be safe about it.
Max.
Yeah,
Rachel concerned that if they had curled it, it would have come more to the face. And so Danielle definitely has room. It's further outside, trying to cross the face and tap back.
And then that's the broom.
Okay, just back 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
Like to punch it back to
Yeah.
try to get 2 there.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's at the end
Yeah.
you would have to.
0 out of 10,
Yeah, I
Kathy.
think we're
What's
gonna
the
have to let it
degree of
breathe.
difficulty
Yeah.
for this shot?
It's like, just back 8.
Okay, you got it, girl.
Probably
Like you can.
7, because you have to get across the face. What Danielle is planning on doing is not overthrowing this. If she gets to the nose and it just goes back and she gets 1, that is the most important thing. But if they can get the finish,
Easy.
Line's good.
and that is the key, if they can get the finish with the
Whoa.
weight she's throwing to tap it back.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Final stone here in 6.
Whoa.
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 Delicate little shot to try curl enough, make the tap, and get her 2, avoid the jam. There's the curl, there's the tap, and just not far enough. It will be the single for Danielle Inglis.
Great call.
Both these teams out of the Ottawa Curling Club, and both with 4 on the board here on this Sunday morning in Calgary. Sandra Schmerler Day here on TSN. Of course, the great Sandra Schmerler from Saskatchewan, Team Saskatchewan, answering phone calls out of the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon. The skip, Skylar Ackerman and her team, off to a wonderful start at this year's Scotties. They've had great crowd support and a great record. How about 2-0 right now in Pool A? So outstanding start for the young skip, 22 years of age, out of Saskatchewan, the youngest skip to ever come out of that province and skip at the Scotties. Also in that pool, we'll focus on it this afternoon, also 2-0, the hometown province. Selena Sturmey, 2-0 record, and Carrie Anderson, 4 consecutive championships, looking for 5, 2-0. That's later on today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Joe, Russ, Kathy, myself will have the coverage right here on TSN. Looking forward to an outstanding day and week of curling here on Canada Sports Leader.
Control! No, Pearl!
And Selena for sure has been a story this week. Came in just very quietly confident and has shown that on the ice. My favorite moment, I think, in the first game, is they call a timeout. Her coach comes out and says, you know, you probably should peel. The team's like, we probably should peel. And she's like, nah, I'm feeling a draw. And she made a draw, and Caitlin did not. Like, she didn't have to throw her last rock because Caitlin wasn't able to make the double run. So that's the confidence that you need if you're going to be a skip and you're going to win at a high level.
Just control.
Whoa. Whoa. Close. Beam. Queen, close. Whoa. Whoa.
So tied up without.
Yeah.
This is not the double. This is the hit and roll on top.
I got it.
There's the hit for Calissa Daly. No roll.
More aggressively. Nice shots, Pat. Your line is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one really...
Yep.
No, curl! Curl!
Control!
Curl! 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 All the way. Hard! Hard! Keep going!
Update time over on Sheet C. It's BC Grandy taking on Northwest Territories and Carrie Galusha out of the Yellowknife Curling Center. Galusha is the skip, throws the lead stones. Joanne Rizzo throws the 4th stones, and final stone for her.
Well, she has an opportunity for 3. Clancy Grandy was trying a hit, and she wound up ticking thin off one and ticking thin off another and didn't remove either from play. So it is already 2, looking for 3. Talked about the persistence of this team. Carrie Galusha is so tough, almost always knocks off somebody of note. And there's your 3 in the lead, first time today.
Nice draw weight, Joanne Rizzo. There you go, 5-4 after 6 over on Sheet C.
Is that what just coming off us, or is she throwing them a little bit later?
Yeah, I can roll a bit wide. I don't love that.
She's worried about the freeze, eh? Is that why she's...
That was my first thought. Same weight? Okay. Like control or board? Control? Okay, I'll throw this better.
We talk about Rachel being a very firm leader, but on the other hand, her thought was to go around, and as soon as Emma said it was my first thought to play the hit, she will definitely go with what the player feels they're going to make and want to make. And again, it's the trust factor with her relationship with Emma.
Great sweep.
Oh, and it just hangs out on the weeds. It's a lie, too, for Team Homan.
Firm.
Jennifer Jones really pulling away over on Sheet A, a 9-3 advantage there. Nova Scotia 5-2
Yeah.
over New Brunswick.
Put it around. You got it.
And we just showed you the update. A 5-4 advantage.
Hit big. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Curl up, curl up, curl up.
Okay, okay.
This way.
What are you thinking? Even there's pretty good.
I don't mind it. Do you guys like
I
this?
like the draw, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
14-5.
Yeah.
Just have as much separation
14-2
as
to
you can
14-5.
between the two. Rachel feeling that Danielle will continue to chase the open stone on the outside and not risk And so the key for Tracy and the Brushers is to make sure that it is at the tee line and not above it so that there is no double.
They were heavy, I think. Looks heavy. It's close. Sarah. It's not too bad. Yeah. Curl.
Let go for weight.
Curl.
7.
Curl.
Yeah.
Carve. Curl.
We're there.
Whoa. Don't really want it to be deeper. Good throw, Trace. Hey. Sorry?
Kathy, take me back to Ontario and Rachel Homan, their opener, their first game. It looked like the numbers told the story in the sense it was a slower start, but Rachel herself was brilliant, and they picked things up in the later stages. This game, the numbers say the percentages were outstanding earlier in the game, and now a 4-4 tie. Have you noticed any differences in this game performance-wise, or is this just a case of Danielle Inglis finding her game late in this one?
It's a little bit of both. For sure, Tracy and Emma having a really good game, and they struggled a little bit in the first, and Rachel made some wonderful shots, was 93% with the two people behind her in the 60s, so you know the degree of difficulty is really high. Here it's just been a couple of shots. There was the double that they almost had that Rachel thought was miscalled, and that led to a deuce for Inglis. And then last end, when she was playing that draw, if it curls over a little bit more, again, she was frustrated with the call. That's been the difference. Two little things, but that makes a difference of a force of 1 and a potential 1, and instead it's 3 difference. Did you follow that math?
I'm reading your mail.
1 and 1, and you got 3.
Good sweeping.
Oh, great judgment by the Brushers to make those even.
There and now almost over curls, so I'm thinking right about there. We're getting into 12-foot territory, so it's interesting. Okay.
And I have to apologize, Kathy. This is a battle of Ontario and a battle of Ottawa, but it is Team Inglis out of the Ottawa Hunton Golf Club and the longtime Ottawa Curling Club, obviously, for Rachel Homan and her team. So there you go. My apologies there.
It's just a difference between
I got the province right. Does that count for anything?
You know what, and it is unique. We're now in a Scotties, and we will be at a Briar where there will be multiple teams from the same province.
Possibly same curling club.
Absolutely.
Right?
Big.
You think of all the heavyweight teams out of the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton over the years. Nothing on this one yet. And the shooter will hang out in the weeds, still shot stone. Team Homan, so things lining up for Team Homan for a deuce here in 7.
And she will continue to ignore that stone. I mean, you could hit for sure, but with the position of that biter, you don't ever want to tick that, or you don't want to roll closer to it, so you just draw.
What did you get?
14.9.
Oh, we took it the whole way. It's like a
tighter.
It's almost curled up to nose. I was like, it'd be so good if we just nosed
it.
it.
It was trying.
Yeah.
It's trying so hard.
And when she's saying it'd be so good if you nose it, because if you nose it and Rachel noses it, there's a double, and even if it was just a nose, perhaps you would have the chance to make the double. So again, it's not just about draw weight for Rachel, it is where the stone ends up. And that responsibility is with Sarah Wilkes and Emma Miskew.
Line's good. Put it on tee.
curl a bit, curl a bit. Curl.
Line's great. Tee or better.
14.4. Curl a bit, curl. Curl. Curl, guys, keep going. Keep going.
14.3. Nice.
Really good.
Pretty tough to walk it down and place it there any better.
Exactly.
Well judged.
Earlier. We didn't want to lose the weight.
Sure.
It's fine. Leave a double or something like that.
All right. Same kind of thing.
Yeah,
Same
you got
weight.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it, girl.
Yep.
Like you can.
Yeah.
I don't know your take on it, Kathy, but from what we've seen early, Rachel Homan, I mean, this is a business trip. She looks really dialed in early here.
It's a great way to put it. We talk about curling really becoming a business, that teams are they do a plan, you're where you want to be, and for Rachel, this this event has one purpose for her. It's to represent Canada at the Worlds.
Daniel the hit, the roll, and Danielle Inglis. Pretty nice little roll over, however. Shot stone still Holman, and now I guess you could draw, you could tap.
Well, she did a terrific job. I don't know that she was going to get shot, but with that roll at the end, it is partially buried. It makes it much more difficult for Rachel Holman to get to, even though she is shot. Very nice.
Okay. What do you think of her speed?
Same weight?
Yeah, I like that.
Pair more?
So
Pair
that
more will
ice
do,
leads me to believe straight draw here,
This
Cass?
is the straight draw.
You got some backing, obviously, but
Okay. Is this the same line as me, Rach? Yeah. Wider
For
line.
Rachel, if she throws it a little bit heavy,
same
it will
speed as
not
it?
catch the curl and could roll off that yellow. So looking as though that stone isn't there in her mind, Rachel's looking to throw it on the tee line for the second point.
Okay, I think we're heavy. Not
in
really
a 4-4 tie.
Where? Falling. 8.
Curl.
Nothing yet.
Okay.
Final
Oh,
stone.
Right on tee.
Here in
Curl.
7, Rachel
Everyone.
Holman has one in her back pocket.
Got a curl.
Yeah, gotta go, Em.
Keep going, Em. Keep
Emma
going.
Miskew carving it over. She has the backing.
Go, go. Come on.
Has the backing of that yellow stone a little bit more. There's the tap, and there is 2 on the board.
That is great weight, but that is a huge assist to Emma Miskew, who carved that stone over. That is such a big part of the game.
6-4. Holman leads in the Battle of Ottawa here on TSN.
I thought it was pretty close.
Welcome back to our Scotties coverage. First Sunday, opening weekend of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Nice draw, Rachel Holman in 7, 2 on the board, a 6-4 advantage over Danielle Inglis and Team Ontario.
Terrific management of the stone, particularly by Emma, realizing that it was a little bit heavy, a little bit wide. Not that she threw it wide, but that it was hanging out, and used the great brushing technique to bring it over.
We need to stick the shooter.
Yeah. You want to play?
Right next door, Kathy, update time over on Sheet C. Galusha, Grandy, and a lot of rocks in play in the house.
Well, it is Grandy lying the single stone right now, making the wide out turn. Needs to get by a couple of tight guards, and then Warp needs to get it to the full 4-foot to score 2 and take the lead back.
Clancy Grandy winning her provincial championship out of the Vancouver Curling Club. Just by that red stone, the guard, and needs to slow down. Oh, that's nice. Draw, wait. Back and forth affair continues over there. 2 on the board, 6-5, BC leads.
Just high. Nose is good. Easy. No, no. Curl, curl, curl. Curl. Close.
Emma Miski won, and just by that yellow, she gets the 1 to go.
So close.
Even her a little bit above top 8.
But for Danielle, it gives her an opportunity, and we saw her numbers earlier. She was perfect at 95%, has a definite plus, and that means that there will be more pressure on the thirds as you go through the order because of the edge that she has.
Easy line. Whoa. T-line. Okay, we're going to go back to here. Pass and die. Okay. Oh, close. Yep.
Hasn't curled. No, not pass.
We're just T. Okay, right here then. Yep. Right here.
Needs to curl.
Easy, 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 easy. 14. Sit, sit, sit. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. That's fine.
Down by 3 over on Sheet B. It's Nova Scotia, Heather Smith, and New Brunswick, Melissa Adams. But what an opportunity for the skip out of the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton.
Things have not worked out for Nova Scotia this end. This is an opportunity for 4. It is an open hit.
Nova Scotia at one point a 4-1 advantage in this game in the early stages. There's the yellow, there's the hit, and away it goes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like that, a 6-5 lead for New Brunswick. Both those teams looking for win number 1.
Well, and that got New Brunswick right back in that game.
Nice bait, Emma. Just
Close.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. 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 Hard. Hard.
Really
hard.
hard.
Hard. Hard. Okay.
Hold it, hold it.
Clean. Just nose. Yep.
Good sweep.
Sorry.
Good sweep. That's good ice, Chase.
Is this the double attempt here, Kathy?
I don't think so. I think that this is the hit and roll underneath, just given the weight call.
Little heavy.
Yep. Close, Sarah. Close.
No. Curl. Curl. Really got to move it. Gotta go.
Tracy Fleury out of Sudbury.
Just a ton of rotation on that.
And basically the hit and stick for shot stone.
And you heard Rachel say the only reason she felt it didn't go, some nice weight by Tracy, is the extra rotation. And there's another plus for Team Holman. Kira's numbers not bad at all, particularly her draws. But it has been Fleury, who is such a good hitter, that has the edge.
So just to confirm to our viewers at home, Kathy, you get the plus if you out curl your competition at the same position by 5% or more.
You do, and 5, you know, it's still relatively close, but when you start to see a difference of 15 or 20%, there's some trouble for the person throwing after you.
Send one.
Really good sweep, buddy.
My hands are so far.
Team Inglis doing a really good job of keeping separation.
Yeah.
And so this again is the attempted roll.
Same way. Oh, girl. Closer.
Easy, easy, Sarah.
Hard.
Hard,
Really gotta go.
Sarah.
Hard for a piece. Hard.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if that caught something because it was on the outside. They were brushing to make it curl, and then it jumped.
Out of her hand, it led us to believe it was wide. So we'll listen in.
Must have grabbed.
I think board weight, just the less weight, just wants to curl a little bit more there, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It was just lighter than they thought.
Well, take a look. So it's running out there. Right now, Emma's trying to make it curl.
Easy, easy, Sarah.
Hard. Really gotta go. Hard
And then
for a
it
piece.
starts to really break.
Hard.
We've seen a little bit of that. You heard Rachel thinking maybe it picked, but Tracy just feeling that with that quieter weight, when it starts to get the curl, remembering that these are
Wait,
still
close,
sharp
close,
stones,
line a little.
and
Yeah,
you will
line.
get that little bit of a
Hard.
pick and curl
Hard line, yeah.
motion.
Hard. 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 Gotta go. Hard.
We're light.
Okay, where are we?
3.
Okay, bring it over then.
We're not there.
Over. Yep. Over. Over. Yep. 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 Okay. Okay. 15-7.
Yeah.
Where do you think the ice
I think you can give us a hair more
like
than
that.
she's been giving, just because we're kind of in no man's land.
Yeah.
here. What do you think?
Yeah, like I got a 16-3 on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Sandra Schmerler on TSN. And there's Kate Cameron out of the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg, Manitoba, as they qualified CTRS number 3. And it's good, they're busy. We like to see that here on Sandra Schmerler Day. The calls coming in, supporting babies in crisis right across Canada.
This is max ice.
Wonderful so far, just starting off on this Sunday morning,
Do you like it?
approaching $300,000.
That's a great start. Their goal is $1 million this year.
Careless. Yeah.
In the middle stuff, so I like the same.
Same or hair more?
It's amazing, Kathy, as we settle in for skip stones here in 8. The goal not that long ago would have been $300,000 for the entire telethon and day. So very special the help from right across Canada and beyond.
Well, we've also seen it strike so close to home for so many of our curlers. There's been a number of curlers who have had babies that have required NICU or needed some support of the equipment that is provided by the proceeds from the telethon. And baby Luke that we showed this morning, Jocelyn and Brett's son, just one of many.
Good weight, buried. And for now, it is shot stone.
No, it's not, but it does run. I thought you were just saying
Freeze.
so I think if I throw it,
Well, Rachel's had some really great weight this year, and when you talked about her
really dove at the
success,
end.
Yeah.
Rachel's always been a brilliant hitter. If there was any sort of Achilles heel, it was always the draw weight, but she is dialed in with
Nice
draws.
shot. Nice to get it really
I
buried.
thought maybe it'd be sticky.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so nice.
I don't think they ever said 6.
Better. We didn't know.
Yeah. Good throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just tightening up a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
You got it, girl.
You got it.
Make a good one.
Weight's close.
Yep.
Minimum.
Yep. Go a little. Yep. 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 Hard. 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 Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Finally.
Hard. Right up. Right up. Go.
Well, working
Yes,
hard to get it by those 2
Hard. Right
guards.
up, go. You got it.
Hard.
Hard.
You still
Right across to the red, a little chip. It does come in the house, but it is shot stone.
give it a nice.
Team Homan.
I think it's
A great ice, just that little bit light on weight.
Good. Yeah.
Kathy, player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Well, the top line says it all. It is pretty hard to beat somebody who's perfect on every throw that she's made today. Danielle's numbers have definitely come up, but draw weight, that has been a little bit of a struggle, just like the last stone she just threw.
Right
Rachel had a perfect game back in 2014. That was the run in Montreal where she was undefeated, 13-0 and winning her second consecutive Scotties title.
Yeah, normal works. Do you like normal? Sure. The out? Yeah. Yeah, I like that. We can hold this.
Doesn't do much.
No,
And if we hit a hair low, we got the double.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, hair low is pretty good. Yeah. Straight through, you can hold it. Yeah.
What is the play here, Kathy?
For Rachel?
Yeah.
She's coming down to get rid of the stone at the back, but this is a very tough court to navigate. And can she get the double?
One.
Not quite.
It's not bad. We're in the way of her draw line, too. Still really hard. Great shot. Yeah.
Shot stone, Homan, one to come from Danielle Inglis. And our first final, Jennifer Jones, 14-4 over Yukon.
Well, it's such a tough game, Muddy, for your very first outing for Bailey Scoffin, but she did hang in for a while. It was tied up, but then it is the horses before Jennifer Jones that just put her in such great shape all the time, and Bailey just wasn't able to match that.
Bailey goes to school here in Calgary at SAIT, the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology.
Yeah, a couple feet more is good.
Nice and clean, you got it.
You got it, girl.
So the straight draw here, it looks like, for a single, Kathy.
It is the same path that she just threw down.
Weight's close.
Okay, yep. Go a little. Hit it.
Line only.
Yep. Where?
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
And this yellow stone, once it hits that center line, it really starts to carve over. And that is all over the front.
And just that light again, and so a steal of one.
Rachel Homan with momentum and a 3-point lead after 8. A steal in that last end by Rachel Holman as Danielle Inglis just couldn't get the draw through the port. She crashed on the fronts. And a 7-4 advantage here for Holman, playing her way in the ninth, Kathy.
And we did see that yesterday, Brian, late in the game. That slide path sometimes starts to flatten out a little bit, so it doesn't carry. Danielle may have thrown more weight, but it just got there quicker than she wanted it to. And then there's not a lot that you can do to take it further.
No. It's close.
Okay.
I think you can.
Cassandra de Groot, the lead stones for
Easy.
this team out of the Ottawa Hunton Golf Club.
Keep on it. We're hair tight. Hair
There
tight.
we know.
And looking at the scoreboard for Danielle, she is planning to risk a lot this end. Needs to score 2 for sure. And so throwing the 2 corner guards, really well done. She's got a tight one and a long one. Really tough double. Well done.
One thing you can say with the 5-rock rule and the no tick now available to you, there's an opportunity to try do some damage if you get the stones in the right spots.
Well, you can put stones up that your opponent can't go after, which can be really a good idea.
Let it curl.
Curl it.
Curl.
7.
Curl.
8, 9.
Curl.
Keep going, Tracy. You're doing it. Got it cross.
Just go in separation. I don't know.
And the reason they're playing this is as soon as you have locked stones, your opponent can go around and you can't even run one of them back. So in moving them around a little bit, it means that for Danielle, if she gets behind them,
I like
It's a
it.
really
the
nice
Holman
pocket.
team could run them back.
Top 8.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Are you throwing a 1?
Huh?
Are you
1.
throwing 1? Okay.
Okay, let's
it's
get it
like
right
a
in there.
14-2 here.
Yeah.
Maybe a hair down. So close.
Little down, I think.
Are they just trying to come in that
Line
little
tight.
pocket of red stones here, Kathy? Or
They initially had called, or Danielle had called sort of a tap and roll over, but this is a wall that you can use to your benefit. So she's trying to sit in the pocket.
Hard line, hard. Right to it, right to it, right to it. Hard, hard, hard. Hard. Yep, go, Rob. Perfect. 14-3, nice shot.
Control. Okay. Yeah, wait, control it.
right next door, Sarah Colton is competing
You
for the
roll
Northwest
low and over, it's
Territories, and
okay.
she knows more than anyone how important Sandra Schmerler Day is.
Solid. Down normal.
No, curl.
A resident physician, I've had the pleasure of working in the NICU, and I've seen how sick babies can be and how much the NICU can provide care and support for families in need. And especially, there was a big donation given to the hospital in Yellowknife recently, and that helps to keep babies close to home when they need extra care. And so I've just really seen the benefit of the Sandra Schmerler Foundation and the donations they make to NICUs across the country. So I'd really recommend that you call in and donate today to help support those babies born too soon or too small.
Well, and we're really going to miss seeing Sarah out here at the Scotties for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we'll see her back again, but she has said that she is stepping back as a resident and acting as a doctor. That is a full-time plus job and just will not have the time to curl.
Remember Mary Faye and Junior? What a
I do.
remarkable junior curler, and same thing.
She is a doctor now.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some professions and some university degrees that just do not allow you to curl, and we always hope that people will do that and then come back, but sometimes it's just really difficult.
Well, you did broadcasting play-by-play for like 2 days and then stepped aside. Like, you just, really?
I'm still here.
Like,
Buddy.
Pretty straight. Do you want less ice?
No, that's good.
you couldn't handle the pay cut, could you? You had to go back to the analyst position. I don't blame you.
And so this is about eliminating yellow stones, trying to get her on the nose of their own stone and drive it back. Gets both.
Rattle him, got them both. Tracy Fleury, how about that?
She just quietly goes about doing her business.
Seventh Scotties for Tracy Fleury. We saw her with Ontario, Northern Ontario, Manitoba. She was a team wild card as well.
It's not my favorite shot.
The other thing.
You saw the final, Jennifer Jones, a 14-4 win. Close game, Battle of Eastern Canada, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and a 6-6 tie there. And BC Grandy, a 7-5 advantage right now over Northwest Territories and Carrie Galusha.
I don't love that because that just leaves it open. Just trying to figure out how we score a few. It just, because you can play that and roll there. Like, that's a short run for them. It should have to be either there or drawing there.
This rock's in the way of our draw.
Well, it's still just thinking, like, just putting it back there.
Yeah.
What was your first thought?
Just make this double, but
Yeah.
you might even like squeeze off the back.
That'd be good. We're still open.
Yeah.
We're still wide open, and then they can either play a hit and roll under
Could
here
I
and
play
make
this
it
with
about
like
playing the double.
board to go low?
Talked about playing the hit and roll.
Very.
Here's what I like.
I'll call timeout here.
Tap that stone back.
Time.
Right now, that roll by Tracy Fleury takes away the benefit of your guards. If you
Just
want
wanna
to
make
use
sure we
them,
give us our
you
best
can need to
possible
move the red
chances
stone. You tap
during
it back.
the
It doesn't
double.
have to go out of the house, but you leave yourself in a position just like that.
I could play that.
Yeah.
The one timeout is being
Board and
called
low,
now,
that was
and
just
Coach
around
Steve
that.
Acorn will
It's
come
so
out. The
dead.
alternate, by the way, is Kimberly Tuck
Like you put,
for this Inglis team.
yeah. Like I'd like it if we could ever do that and get rid of a few, but I was just saying, like, you end up there and it's wide open.
Yeah.
We were talking about maybe a little bit there.
Almost off the back.
Hey,
I like the hit and roll.
That one?
Yeah.
under, or off of this one?
No, off the center one.
Off of this one?
Yeah.
You get low.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Can we
I
get?
was just saying with the board, the only thing is we'll leave all these in
I
here.
could throw control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, control if you can come
Control.
off the back.
You might even be able to come off the back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like it with
Like that?
control and
Yeah.
play for come off the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like
Thanks,
that.
Steve.
So they've decided on a hit. The only risk with playing a hit is you just need to make sure that your shooter stays around, and ideally, you'd like your shooter to be in a place that makes it difficult for Rachel Holman or makes her really think.
You got it. Go by and clip it. Well.
Control. Close. Yep.
Yep.
Kira Brunson,
Yep. Yep. Hard.
the 24-year-old, trying
Yep.
to
Hard.
hit and
Hard.
roll
Hard.
and
Okay,
get
whoa,
something
whoa.
going here for
Perfect,
Team
perfect,
Inglis.
Perfect.
Perfect.
If you can. Okay. Roll it over a bit. Okay.
On the nose is okay. Down normal.
Is it down? Because I didn't feel tight. So.
I liked your throw.
Yeah.
Tracy will remove the stone. It is open.
Normal. Clean. Sorry. Not my job. Little heavy. Clean. Yep. Hard. 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 No roll. Thanks. Good call. Nice shot, Tracy.
Thanks.
Nice pair.
Glad you're with us on this Sunday morning. Sandra Schmerler Day, and that's what it's all about. Youngsters
Really readable.
across Canada. What was the saying, Kathy? Champions start small, and it's
And
a
they do.
great tradition. Team Caitlin Law is answering the phones.
I've done that one.
Keep Caitlin and company busy, as you can see the number and the website.
Yeah.
Well, and especially for Selena and Caitlin having had babies in the last year, you just realize how very special it is when your baby is born healthy and you don't have worries, but that's not the case for everyone.
We gotta go.
Close.
Line's good.
It's really running
Clean.
right now.
Line's really nice.
Back four.
Okay.
Coming off a bit now.
Clean.
Oh,
Curl. Curl.
Curl?
On
Yeah.
the curl side. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
High
Hard.
four.
Hard, hard. Right up, right up, right up. Off of it, off of it.
Little
off
chip.
Of it. 13-3. Good guess there.
And it's wide open here for Team Homan.
Yeah, 13-3. Yeah, it's crazy. Good
I don't know if we wanted
13-3 is heavy there, yeah.
13-3, so that's come down at least a second and a half from earlier.
Too close to normal, eh?
Yep.
And that's why we've seen Danielle come short a couple of times. Kira,
Just low looks tough.
that's where communication is really
can't hear you,
important.
sorry.
You know how mine kind of squeaked in at the end? Yours didn't quite do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had no action off of that.
No.
I didn't
They're just
hear
so
you.
dead.
What'd you say? Oh, I was just saying the low roll looks tough with how close they are together.
Should run pretty straight, eh?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it there just to make sure.
Yeah, oh, that's fine. I can hold it though.
Tracy's came up a bit.
Yeah, yours won't.
It was a 9-1.
Okay. Reach good.
No.
Yep.
Whoa!
Easy, clean.
No!
Whoa, clean it up.
Clean it.
Whoa, whoa.
Curl!
Curl,
Curl!
curl, curl,
Curl.
curl, curl, curl. Good. Good
Nice shot.
A wall of red here beginning
Well,
to form.
And the key there is Rachel was not interested in rolling either way and setting up any kind of stagger that Danielle and her team could use.
I'm more mad that low roll was not worth it.
Doesn't matter where Danielle puts it, there will be a run.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you can do. Just need to be shot no matter what.
It's looking
Be
like a
as
different
close
kind
to
of
buried
Christmas
as
tree right there,
possible.
Kathy.
How
Sure
fast
is.
to
Some more
run.
weight here.
Little bit. Right about there is close.
Okay, yeah.
On the plus side, if anything.
Yeah, you got it.
Just in case, like, yours was sludge in the middle and it held.
It'll be a bit slow.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking a little bit less almost, just because it runs so hard in the forefoot there. Okay.
Especially because now you have to compensate for the weight when it gets to the center where it's slower. If you
trying to
take the
decide how
same
much
ice
it's
and you
gonna
throw
run
the
with
extra
that.
weight,
Yeah,
those
yours
red
just seemed to
stones
grab
get
it,
in
never
your
got that
way.
finish
She'd
line
rather
like you did.
take it a little bit tighter and know that it will definitely start to grab and go.
More than your last draw.
Yeah. Back
Chief
button.
ice technician here at the Scotties is Mike Merklinger this year. The chief umpire, Brenda Rogers.
Like you can.
Okay, let's make it.
Do it.
A little late.
Okay, go if you need. Line's good. It's holding.
Top.
Easy.
T-line.
Whoa.
Easy. Cast, knife.
Yeah. See?
Are you heavy?
Knife, meaning
Knife.
she really
Knife.
needs to have it carve over. This also slows the stone down a little bit.
Off of it.
Rubs off
yep,
the
yep,
red.
Yep, yep, yep.
Shot 3. Or shot 3, yeah.
Less ice would have been close.
Yeah.
Middle one.
Yeah. Can you?
I think so. I mean,
What was yours? Shoot.
A little less ice. That
Yeah.
would have been close.
Probably back 8.
Yeah.
That'd be hard. Unless I'm here. Yeah. Okay. I guess you could throw a takeout. I just don't see it.
like even is here okay? Takes away like that for her.
I'm wondering if she hits this hard, do you think it shoots? It might.
No.
It's close. I think
Especially
it's close.
if I come in.
Oh, I don't mind coming in. I don't think we can be a guard. I think we have to go
Do
in.
we ever just hit this? Is there?
It's
enough-
just like it's overlapped a
I
bit,
know.
so I don't mind it, but it's not like a wide open.
It's wide open from the guard though,
No,
right?
I mean like, yeah.
Do you want to call it time?
I don't
Like
mind
with
this.
peel, you'd have to hit that very thin to stick with peel, I think.
I like it. Thanks, guys.
So we're just
So
trying
lots
to
of discussion about
Yeah, I think
shots.
even
They
half
are
off,
line
okay.
3. And the concern was, you know, if you play a guard, is this shot going to be there? She hits it hard, it goes, and can you make the triple? I think that the middle stone would stay somewhere around. And then they talked about playing a guard. They talked about coming in.
Even with the out, I like
But
middle.
this is wide open for Rachel from the hack. You hit this, you've got a wall across the front. If she rolls a little bit to the left as we look at it, it's going to be really tough for Danielle to get in the house.
Straight through. It's not. I'll throw it hard.
So this is just broom down, middle of the rock, the home and rocket. Make the yellow go away.
You bet. Love to stay there.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
The out turn,
Yeah,
her final
roll it to
stone
the
in
middle.
9.
Whoa, whoa, you're there.
Whoa.
Good.
And that's what's left for Daniel Inglis with 1 to come.
Well, the unfortunate thing is she popped the side stone and rolled over.
like a tiny
And
bit, but
because
pretty
those
straight.
stones are only in the 8 foot, there is a path for Danielle.
Almost biting 4. It's a tough draw path.
But the way Holman is played, you're up 2 with coming home.
Oh, that's
Like,
the shot.
You like, yeah, you like
That
your
was-
chances
no,
for
no.
sure.
We just saw it run straight.
Yeah,
So that was. I was there.
it's
Yeah.
just the chisel off doesn't do
It's-
anything for us this time.
Yeah, it's a fine line between hanging on this line and going.
We'll be okay.
Maybe just
And you were probably like here.
yeah.
All right, let's
just
put
the
it right on the,
tiniest bit less.
Right on the tee.
You. Same weight.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that throw. For speed.
T.
Yeah, that was
same
really
weight.
nice weight on your left.
Yeah. That or like a touch less would be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar.
And
Good.
I
like
think
this.
that's what we have to throw.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
to just airball that top, so you might be curving it fast.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
Final stone here in 9.
A little bit. A
A
little bit.
must make to keep this game going.
Play the weight.
Have a look.
Line's great. Play the weight.
You
Where
keep
are we?
going. Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Has
Yeah,
a little bit of
hard.
room,
Gotta go.
would love a
Hard.
little bit of that 4-foot if she can get there.
Yeah.
Well, they got to go.
And now they got to go just to limit some of the damage. It'll bite the 8-foot, but how many is that? 1, 2, that's 4.
That's 4. And that is enough.
Steal of 4 as Rachel Holman will win the Battle of Ontario, the Battle of Ottawa.
Good game, Emma. Good luck. Good luck.
The 3-time Scotties champion. Off to a great start here in Calgary. 11 for your final. We'll step aside. More coverage next from Calgary. time, win or lose at the Scotties. Which brings us to the game story, brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue.
Well, it looked like it was going to be all Homan early, but then Danielle Inglis and her team got right back in. But it started to slide in the 7th when Homan's great weight on that tap for deuce really started to give her the edge. And then that steal when Danielle wrecked on the guard, and then she had to just gamble in 9, and it didn't work. Wonderful numbers. Rachel Homan, again, has had such a great year, but look at those numbers today. 97. That is going to win you almost every game that you play if they're throwing that as a skip.
Great start for Rachel Homan. Great start today, too, on Sandra Schmerler Day. There's the number. Phone lines open all day long here on TSN as well. Helping babies in crisis right across Canada. 2 games left on this Sunday morning here at Winsport. We're going to focus in now on the Northwest Territories and Carrie Galusha and British Columbia and Clancy Grandy. A 7-5 advantage right now for BC. BC the Yellowstones, Northwest Territories the Redstones, with play underway here in 10.
Okay, right here.
Well, there's guards up, and that's something that Carrie is going to want to use to bury around to score the 2 to tie.
Just stay down here. This way.
Right now, Grandy, BC Shotstone, top 4. It is Northwest Territories with Hammer. There's a look at the BC champ skip.
See in the background, Marcel Rock from the famous Furby 4 has been brought on to the Grandy team this year as their coach. Last year they had Nicholas Adine. And so obviously looking for strategy last year, maybe looking for some brushing help this year from Marcel.
This Lindsay Dubé, and will chip the red, but chips it back 4.
My bad, it looked like it was wanting to go, but it just kind of sat.
Either one.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay, same shot. Yeah.
Other games still ongoing as well. Kathy, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia.
Well, Melissa Adams in lots of trouble facing 3, and you can see the granite up front thrown by Heather Smith and her team. And so trying to play a soft weight shot and get to the inside of one of the stones that are counting and roll to the 4-foot against the 3.
It's got to be higher. Margot's rock. It's not even off center yet.
Trying to carve it over, looking for that extra motion.
There it goes. Margot's
Gotta go to bury it.
We'll get to the nose and remove 1.
Okay.
But that looks like 2 to me, Kathy.
14-6.
Yeah,
It
it'll
was
be a
in
steal.
fact 2.
Steal of 2. For Nova Scotia, as Smith leads 8-6 after 9.
Don't know if that really does us any good, though.
We talked about her stepping away from the game to save some lives, and we're really grateful for that. But what a wonderful player. Remember her coming out of juniors and just being such a dominant factor. Added so much to Carrie's team. And some great numbers for Kayla as well.
Whoa. Forward. Low if you're big.
Curl.
It's close.
Curl.
Curl. Big.
Curl.
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 Curl. Leave it. Okay.
Kayla McMillan hit little roll, and it is BC
Just big. Okay.
allowing the 2.
Sorry about yours.
Oh, good.
Just waited a little too long.
I think we've seen those all come up. I think just
Yeah.
because I was big weight,
Little
it just
extra.
wasn't gonna curl.
Right here.
Yeah, either that or we try to run.
They're 1-2.
Yeah, or we try the run.
Oh, I think that's too early.
Okay.
Or even here's okay for now.
Okay.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
We've always got the
Can we
corner
get there?
running.
Yeah, true. Okay, speed's good here.
Here,
Mark.
Joe said we've always got the corner run-in. The problem is those
It's
corner
a bit more,
run-ins
yeah.
are very long.
Should run a bit longer.
So Carrie will continue to try to use that corner guard with Margot.
Wait's close.
Gotta be there.
Make sure we need back 4. Running right now. It's got to get off center a bit.
Line's okay.
Line's good.
T-line.
Line's good.
If we see a return of Carrie Galusha next year, it will be all different players. Margot moving,
We're on this red now.
Joanne stepping back from the game,
Yes, son.
Sarah quitting for work.
Yep.
Carrie's hoping to be able to return with her daughter, and that would be pretty
That's no
special.
good.
Flemingher University out of Waterloo. Remember, we told her story a few times using satellite observations for snow monitoring in the Northwest Territories, so pretty cool stuff, above my pay grade. Well, most things are.
I'm not. So I would.
You were going to go there.
Control. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yep. Yes. Yep. Little roll. Little.
On the nose for Kayla there.
She didn't want to lose the back one.
Okay. Margot has one more.
We don't have much time.
Either one. Okay.
17th
gotta
Scotties
go big
appearance
here,
for
over
Carrie
here.
Galusha.
Okay.
What looks easier? Probably this way.
Joe. Joe.
They're trying to get Joe's attention because there's still another rock to come. I think
Okay. Board weight.
they feel that it's almost Joanne's turn, and it's still not.
It's close. Hey, just board.
A minute 50 of thinking time for Northwest Territories.
You heard Carrie say that we don't have much time. That must be a genetic thing because, of course, her
Whoa,
brother
we're
Kevin.
right on the nose.
Well, he's coaching as well, by the
is
way,
coaching.
this week.
And we'll see them at the Briar next week, but he is notorious for being tight of time.
All right.
So they lost the provincial final, did they not? But they qualify as well, Canadian team ranking
They
system.
did. They were the top points team that had not already been pre-declared, like Brendan Botcher and Matt Dunstone. So they will be in Regina.
We roll
As
more
will brother
beside it,
Jamie.
That's okay too, I guess.
Yeah. Like I think
Just got to get one in there. Yeah. Air on the thin side if we get the double. We get the double.
roll like over to here.
Yeah, it's just a bit tricky to play it with anything quiet.
Be like kind of what I just threw, the control at the
Cross
end.
face.
Yeah.
It's harder for the double then.
It is.
Or like easier to hit it.
To make the,
Okay.
I don't know.
I think goal number one is to make the roll, right?
Yeah. Okay. Then I think we're here.
Okay, this should
Control. Yeah.
And the reason the goal number one is to make the roll is that if they don't, Carrie will have something to come off of and get to that shot stone.
Control.
If you make the double, you make the double. But if you have two stones buried underneath the guards, you're going to be in good shape.
Clancy in her second straight Scotties appearance was in Kamloops last year, a 6-4 record for BC. She was also in the bubble in 2021 in Calgary. An alternate.
She lost an elimination game last year.
control.
Had a very, very good
Yep.
season.
Yep.
Whoa.
Easy.
Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Easy.
Curl.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Curl.
Curl.
Curl. Roll.
They hit the roll, and there's two locked together, top four behind cover.
Good throw. Okay. It's good. Good throw.
Might just be playing for two now. Yeah, we gotta make sure we have our know what I mean?
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so. Or
Wanna
we
play
can make
this
that now.
one? Run it in? I think we can you get a piece of something?
Yeah, I think
we
so.
need this in the house. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have a lot of time. Yeah. I know, it's just like, that
Well,
won't be,
it's just, I think we're playing for a two now.
that won't be in the house if we play that.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at least we might roll over here. We might have to, she'll play,
Yeah,
she'll
you
probably
have
guard
enough
it,
of that,
and then we have this for two.
You have enough of that, you could chase it.
There's the clock
Or
in
we
the
just play this
background at
now.
I would say either
104.
play this now, or we chase the yellow
Or we chase and roll behind ours.
Okay, I don't mind that.
Which one?
Chase and roll behind.
Okay, I got enough to punch
I'm
it
assuming,
back, though.
Kathy, they've already used
What
their
kind of
timeout
weight?
this
I
game.
think
We're not
like half the
sure.
board.
but you'd probably use it
Hack to board?
if you have it.
You would think that they would slow it down and have Kevin come out and give some thoughts if they had not already taken it.
If I hit the front one, that's okay. And
Yep,
roll over
that's
there.
your range.
So they talked about running either of those corner guards in.
Okay, you
The
gotta go.
choice is to chase. So to go in that
this enough,
port,
Joe?
get enough of the Yellowstone just rolled by BC and roll to the wings behind that corner guard. So they would still have to contend with the shot stone, but they'll play the run on their
Easy
final
board.
stone
Easy
for 3.
board.
Whoa, yep.
just 20 seconds left on the clock. Joanne Rizzo throws the 4th rock stones for this team.
Hard. Whoa. 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 Sarah. Hard,
They jumped it a bit early. Now Sarah Colton carving it over, trying to chip, get a piece moving.
Okay.
And they have 2 in the house, but it is still BC lying 2 with 1 to come.
Catch a wall sooner.
Yeah, we only have 20 seconds, so you might want to be down there when it's our time.
Yeah, I don't think Joanne's going to have the opportunity to come down and talk to Carrie. You have until the rock crosses the
Play
tee
that
line.
kinda
That's when it
easy control
stops.
weight.
Yeah, what you just threw was a 10.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it.
But if Clancy Grandy makes this go away, I mean, I don't.
Well, then you play the run from the corner and you have
Nose
to make
is
the
probably
double
the best
and nut
place
it.
to be.
And
Or-
then your stone on the right would
Think
be your second
nose.
point. But if she makes
Yeah.
the double, which is tough, or sticks,
Yes.
Tough.
Yeah,
Same weight I
it's
just played. Yeah, I
it's
think that's
not
close.
looking good here, but anything can happen. With 2 rocks to come here in 10.
so for Clancy, the key is just to stick.
There more.
Heavy clean.
Good control.
Clean.
Good control.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Curl.
Curl.
A little more.
Curl.
Waist
Curl.
close.
Clean.
Curl. Curl. Keep going. Keep going.
Clean,
Keep going. Keep
clean,
going. Keep
clean,
going.
Nose hit, Clancy Grandy.
A little more weight.
And I don't know what you throw here.
Good throw.
And time is running out. 14 seconds.
I cleaned your rock.
Well, she's going to run the corner guard in
10
and
seconds.
hopefully make a triple, but I don't
seconds, Joe.
see the triple.
Quick, quick, quick.
She may run out of time. I don't think she got that away in time.
She did not.
Wait,
Yep. Whoa.
It's off regardless. Final stone.
No, 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 no.
Here in 10, Joanne Rizzo.
Okay, Joe.
She'll angle it towards the house, and it will not matter anyways, as it'll be a steal of 3 and a win
Good game.
for Team BC. And Clancy Grandy out of the Vancouver Curling Club.
Well, for Clancy Grandy and her team have very big hopes coming out of last year. They had a bit of a slow start to the season, but they've been very dominant in the BC Provincial Championships, and so far 2 very strong games out here.
Nothing but time.
Doesn't work. It hasn't
10-5
worked
the
out.
final for BC. There is Jennifer Jones coming off a win and
that's
right
so
up
kind of you. Thank
to the
you so
phones
much.
as the 6-time Scotties
Amazing.
champ.
Have you donated before? And what's your name?
Good for her. You can hear listening in, people calling, keeping Jennifer busy.
Thank you.
As we're still busy as well, because we
Thank
have
you so
1
much.
game left on the ice,
Yeah, I just wanna
Kathy,
go to
and
a
that is
great
Nova
cause.
Scotia, New Brunswick.
And she has a chance to tie it up. There is a biter on the other side of the house, and so if she is able to hit and stick, it would be 2 points, and we would go extra.
Oh, really, too.
You see that 4 over
But I mean,
her
that- the
shoulder
PO
as well.
allowed
That
us
was a
to-
big time score for
Heather shot was
Melissa
over us,
Adams to bounce back in this game. At one point, it was a 4-1 advantage for Nova Scotia and Heather Smith. Great opportunity. Final stone, Melissa Adams here in 10.
Yep.
She does have a biter
Yes. Yes.
out in the weeds, top 12.
Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Clean only. Clean. Yes. Yes. Clean. Good.
Good throw, right on the nose, 2 on the board in an 8-8 tie here in Calgary.
And we will go 1 more.
We will. Look, if you want to take us to break, you did it for 2 days.
Come back. We've got lots of action here at the Scotties in Calgary.
The 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by Home Hardware. Here's how.
We've been so successful because we don't get complacent. We're always looking to be better and stay at that top level, and we're just always working to be the best.
Every time I get the chance to represent my province, I do it with a lot of pride, and to be Team Alberta in Alberta and have all of our friends and family here supporting us and cheering us means everything.
You want to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. Selena Sturmay, though, in her home province, Alberta, off to a great start at 2-0, taking on Carrie Anderson, a 2-0 record as well. Team Canada as Anderson and company looking for a 5th straight title. That's later today, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Joanne Courtney, Russ Howard, Kathy Gauthier, myself will have you covered. But first, one game left, extra end. New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, all locked up at 8. It was a nice hit and stick by Melissa Adams. So here in the extra, it is Nova Scotia with hammer. The skip is Heather Smith. She throws the third stones. The fourth rock thrower is Jill Brothers on this team. And lead stones are on the way.
Sorry, Maz, this is a great example of that stone. The red stone was not touching the center line. And so Nova Scotia was able to make a play against it and could have tapped it in, could have moved it out of play, the old tick shot, but they were not successful. If it were biting the line, they could have done nothing with it. And so it does leave a center guard. In fact, it makes it a center guard for PEI.
You think of the great Lisa Weigel and the players that have done that tick shot. I'm assuming then, are you practicing that anymore in your practices?
Yes.
You're still practicing the tick shot?
You sure are,
Okay.
because if you're not touching the center line, there's a huge opportunity to open up the front for your team. So it is still something that you very much want to be able to do. You just can't do it as often as you want to. So with that last stone coming deep, it gives Marie an opportunity to get rid of the guard.
Yep.
And for Melissa and her team, that's probably not going to be good enough to win, so you need to throw another guard.
What's going to happen.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Just halfway on center.
Yeah, we're halfway.
Whoa.
Halfway tight.
Looks like lots.
Yeah, it's all there.
On its own.
Whoa.
Just it.
Whoa. Really tight. 14-9. It's a good spot.
Good.
Drop, Molly.
Yep, hard air.
Other way?
Hard air.
Yep,
you're pulling it. You're
Marie
pulling it.
Christensen
Hard on the roll, hard on the roll, hard. Okay.
will make the red go away. Sandra Schmerler Day today on TSN, and we told the story earlier of Luke Gallant. Oh my goodness, what a cutie. And he was a baby that needed help early on in his little life, and there's his mom answering phones now. Really special story, Kathy. You did a wonderful job of sharing that with our viewers, and Jocelyn there answering phones.
And
Special.
no one more sincere in saying thank you very much, as we heard her say, because she and Brett know better than anybody recently about how important it is to know that when your baby's in crisis, that there is the equipment available to be able to give them a chance. Look at how he started, and look at him now. He's just this perfect little happy little baby. But without that equipment, that might not have been the case.
I think thick.
So for Nova Scotia, a very clear plan. Just keep removing those center guards. You usually get one opportunity to bury, and that's why the second position has become so critical, because you get one chance to bury a stone in a really good spot, knowing that your opponent's going to peel and peel. And unfortunately, New Brunswick's is deep in the house, so something that if Joe Brothers has to on her last stone, she could always draw to. But right now, with Nova Scotia having second shot in the house, she could just peel it out. So another guard being called.
This New Brunswick team
Line
should have
really
some good vibes
Curl if anything.
in this city. The skip, Melissa Adams, so it's her third Scotties appearance. She was at the bubble in 2021, had a 3-5 record that year. She's got a lot of family in the Calgary area, so a lot of support. And she, remember, Kathy, won her Canadian Junior Championship in Calgary back in 1998 as well. So good vibes for her in this city.
Yeah, when you win in a city, you always feel very much at home, whether it's your home or not.
Whoa. Clean. Clean.
Heather Smith.
Whoa, whoa. Just light clean. No, no, no. Aaron's rock still. Okay, that's good.
Her sixth Scotties
nice.
appearance, first time here at the big show since 2014, where we saw her in Montreal skipping for Nova Scotia.
Well, it's a long time, and we talked about it yesterday, and we're going to have a timeout, so I'll carry on after.
Are we going down?
And then
do we want to still go high? And then on my last one, we go right here.
I think it's either that or you bite the 4 on the other side.
Right now? Well, then she's got backing.
Well, yeah.
No, I think for right now,
For
we
right
still
now,
go
it's the
here,
guard, for sure.
right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then I was just, on my last one,
Yeah.
I think right here.
Yeah. I think
If we're here, she's got to draw with backing.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
She probably wants to hit.
Yeah, I like that.
I agree, Alex.
Okay. Yep, I get a good guard. Let's go and talk it through.
Jill Brothers can obviously do both, but Jill is a hitter. And so when you're thinking now through your strategy, you probably want to set things up so that
Each
Jill
rock
will be
seems to be
forced to think
sliding a
about
bit
whether she
better.
wants to
And
draw or not.
Yeah.
And so you throw a guard one more time, and then on your last stone, you come into the top 8 foot,
Yeah, like that.
so that Jill would have to make the double or draw to the 4 to win.
Where? Hold on. Hold on. Really running. Line's okay. How deep? Whoa, let it die. Just let it die. Sit. Okay.
New Brunswick without a national women's champion since way back in 1963.
Well, Heidi Hanlon came close, lost the final.
I think you could just
Not
smash
sure the
double.
year, but that would have been the
Rocky knows
closest
it.
since.
Well, if we knows it, then we might just be making our life really
Nova
hard.
Scotia, you know the story. It's the lady on the bench
Oh,
coaching.
I see what you mean.
Right, you know, like
Want to
run
run
it
the
with
great
peel.
Colleen Jones.
Out turn, same shot, but try and catch this.
Yeah, I think if you take this out now, she might put it back like
better.
Better. That's what I think. I think we run the peel in, and if you peel it out, that's fine. You're going to probably have a double for the win.
I mean, double for the win is hard.
Yeah. Okay, what do you like? And make it let her come, make this come around.
I think, and then we rip on the next one.
Well, this is it.
You rack that, Jill's going to be looking at one top 4 and one back 4, and it is a double, but it's tricky. I think you can make a little hit and flop to the other side right now. Okay. You can see a good chunk. No, she's giving you an opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
not make it.
okay.
And if we do this, like to here, her only option is to bear.
She might freeze.
Yeah.
She might, but then you can blast and more here.
Right,
Yeah.
but if you blast that, you're going to be looking at 2.
Yeah. Yeah, no, okay.
So make it while you
Yeah.
can.
Okay.
I think so too. So
What's our weight?
Like
Well,
a
it's
10?
so hard to argue with Colleen.
much do
We
I
talked
see?
about that. If you peel that front, Melissa's been very clear.
You like
She's
that
going to
with
come
10?
in here.
I was thinking 10-5.
And Colleen's
Okay.
saying
Does
it's
that
going to
look
be a
good to you?
hit, a
Yeah,
double,
should
and you're going to
move.
have to make
Okay.
it. It'll be tough. So instead,
Kinda like
Colleen's
Aaron's tick
advice
shot.
is you hit this stone and you roll over here. So that leaves Melissa 2 choices to freeze. And if she freezes, you hit
Yeah,
it
I
on
put
the
it
nose, or she's going to have to bury around the stone that she just
10-5.
threw. And that's probably biting 4 foot. It may not even be enough to outcount where the stone rolls to.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Hard
Didn't like
line.
it right out of her hand. She said,
Very hard.
help me out, guys, as they sweep
React to it.
quickly.
Yes, yes, yes. Go, 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 go.
Oh, just by the red stone, and makes the hit and stick.
Well, now there's only one call.
I mean, great sweep.
Sorry, good throw.
And that is the freeze, and then Jill will have to come on top.
I mean, I think with
Nice sweep.
Yeah, I kind of turned it on the back of my thumb here.
Yeah.
So,
A little help.
yeah. Fast
Talking
yell.
about on release, just getting it going a little bit. You heard Jill yell
so it like
right away.
fade more. Yeah.
Now, we've not been on this sheet, but we have absolutely seen that center line get a little bit slower late in the game. We saw that on our feature sheet.
The former Canadian champ, world junior champ back in 1998. Melissa Adams has to be shot stone after this is all said and done. Without hammer here in 11.
All you. Whoa, whoa. Line's good, it's running. Whoa. Always straight. Straight. Where? Lock it on. Line's perfect. Whoa. Yep, yep.
Now the stone's starting to make its move. Cross center line.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Trying to get to the face. A little bit of a tap.
Okay.
And indeed, shot stone with one to come from Nova Scotia and Jill Brothers.
Now, she wanted to make sure that she made Jill throw her last stone. There is enough separation that for Jill can just pick it out.
There's a bit of separation.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to talk it. It was coming in so close. I didn't have enough time to do too much. Yeah.
All they can do now is sit and watch. One to come. Jill Brothers, extra end in Calgary on this opening Sunday at the Scotties. Final stone on the way.
Clean. Whoa, whoa, curl. Aaron. Good.
Picks it out, and a win for Nova Scotia on this Sunday morning here in Calgary.
Good game, Melissa.
10-8 your final as Heather Smith and company pick up the win.
Can I say, hi Casey, hi Andy. I never had to do that before.
Good tough it out, you guys. That was hard.
After a win, of course, you could say hi. Why not? Let's check the updated standings now. Top three in each pool will advance to the playoffs. Grandy, Jones, Holman. Perfect. 2 wins. Pool B and Pool A. Sturmey, Anderson, Ackerman, all looking strong early. We're just getting started, though. It's the opening weekend. A lot of curling to come, and that includes today. Later this afternoon, Selena Sturmey out of Edmonton, the host province 2-0. Carrie Anderson, Team Canada, 4-time defending champ. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Caitlin Laws and company answering the phones. Just a reminder, Sandra Schmerder Day, the phone lines will stay open all day long as you can donate to babies in crisis right across Canada. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate you watching us. The opening weekend, a 3-draw day here at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts from Calgary at Winsport. Sandra Schmerder Day, the 3-time Canadian champ, 3-time world champ, Olympic gold medalist. What a legacy she leaves behind. Thank you for watching our coverage. We'll see you later on this afternoon from Calgary.